Not yet. There it goes.
An error occurred on Twitter. Usually temporary. Okay, I'll fix the Twitter thing, but let's roll. Hey everybody, it's Aldo Gandhi, and I just want to let you know really quickly that our swag shop is reopened. DeepDishTees.com is where you go, and that's tees with T-E-E-S. Clever name, guys. They're the new home of our merchandise. You can get t-shirts, you can get caps, you can get coffee mugs, you can get hoodies, you can get all sorts of good stuff, and you'll help out the bar room with the purchase. So head over to DeepDishTees.com.
Some may find the following disturbing. Discretion is advised.
Put the children to bed. It's time for Dan and Aldo to bare their souls.
I love the Chicago Bears more than I do masturbating, and that is a lot.
Then, with 3 seconds left, Bob Avellini throws a 30-something yard touchdown pass to Greg Latta, and the Bears win, and I literally shit my pants. I swear to God, I literally did.
Eric Kramer, for me, I love the guy. He's a tragic figure. I mean, he embodies all that is.
If they don't run the ball here, I'm going to vomit. I swear to God.
Look, I don't mean any disrespect. He just didn't play that well. Not for a guy of his caliber.
You know, they won, but I'm going to be miserable all week because they stunk.
I don't really have any recollection of that at all, but I guess perhaps I blacked it all out.
So, Dan, tape is the ultimate tool for scouts and for coaches to evaluate players, to detect plays and so forth. And they spend hours looking at tape, right? Why do they so often get shit wrong?
Ladies and gentlemen, Dan and Aldo.
Ho, ho! Cheers, Bears fans. Hey, it's not Aldo, though. Aldo is on a much-needed vacation. You got two cheer. And down below me is the Tormund Giants bane of Council Bluffs, Iowa, Aaron Michalski. And on the phone.
What's going on, guys?
Hi, Aaron. On the phone is the golden pipes of Dan Aguirre. Danny!
Mr. Toots, we should appropriately describe Aaron as having the baddest motherfucking Bears man cave ever.
Pretty dope, man. I appreciate the praise.
That he does.
Right, enjoy.
This is Dan and Aldo, bare your souls, but instead you've got Tooch and Aaron filling in for the barkeeper, the hardest working man in the bar room. I tell you, much needed vacation. He's just he works so hard behind the scenes. We'll have a special guest too, one of Dan's friends, and we're gonna talk some Bears because people in the chat room want to talk a little Bears. We had the Bears were on the bye week, so they couldn't lose. So it was good news for Bears fans. They're undefeated against the bye. So, next week though, rolling into Soldier Field are the Baltimore Ravens.
Not a good history after the bye, though. I don't remember the last time we won after a bye. We always come out flat like we do in the beginning of every game. For whatever reason, it seems like after the bye, we just can't get going.
That's right. I agree. Dan, your thoughts about Bears after Matt Nagy after the bye?
Well, yeah, like you said, after the bye, it seems like the last 2 or 3 coaches we've been flat after every bye. But I can say this, at least thus far. I mean, we had won 3 straight from Pittsburgh too, and that didn't come into fruition. But we have won the last 3 out of 4 versus the Ravens, and our very own Mexican vixen Heidi's going to be in the house at Soldier Field to give us good luck on Sunday.
Oh.
Heidi has guaranteed victory, and Heidi was at the Bears-Ravens game in 2005, and the Bears won behind Kyle Orton. And maybe it was because Heidi was in the stands.
I don't see any other possibility. Yeah, I think that's got to be why.
I think the last time I remember the Bears playing the Ravens and Jordan Howard had a big game. It was an overtime game. Jordan Howard had that shoulder injury. Right. That was the last time they played the Ravens, correct?
Yes, and Jordan Howard's whole ass was showing that day. If you recall, he had some big runs, but literally his top part of his ass was showing.
Right, his pants came down slightly. But, man, that was a courageous effort. He had over 100 yards rushing, and I remember him turning away from getting that shoulder, protecting that shoulder. And, you know, that was an A-plus effort in the running game, man.
That was the Pittsburgh game.
That was the Pittsburgh game. Okay.
He had a winning touchdown in overtime with the shoulder move against the Steelers. The Baltimore game, okay. He did have a very big run in overtime, like 50 yards. And then Mitch had to complete a pass that set up Connor Barth to kick the game-winning field goal.
It made me never want to remember.
The photographic memory of a Dan Aguirre never ceases to amaze me. I missed Jordan Howard, man. I watched him in the Eagles game the other day and watched him break off a nice 25-yard run. You know, I'm like, he's still doing it. You know? Some things about the Ravens, man, I'll tell you, they can be beaten. They're not the same Ravens that we know of. Their offense isn't as good. Their defense isn't as good as it's been in the past. And I will tell you, though, the Ravens are the number 1 rushing team in the NFL, 154 yards per game. So the Bears better be ready to stop the run. It doesn't matter who's running the ball, whether it's Lamar Jackson or Devontae Freeman or Latavius Murray or Tyson Williams. It doesn't matter. They got to be ready to stop the run. And on the other hand, the Chicago Bears are 5th in the NFL running the ball, 136 yards per game. So the Bears can run. Now the Ravens are good at stopping the run. They're 4th in the NFL. They're only giving up 88 yards per rush. So on paper, it would look to be a tough game for the Bears on Sunday at Soldier Field. We do have home field advantage. Danny, any predictions on the Bears game versus the Ravens?
The cynic in me says that they will not follow the blueprint, as opposed to whatever the fuck I tried to say there. They will not follow the blueprint that was successfully put forth by the Miami Dolphins on Thursday Night Football, which showed if you blitz the hell out of Lamar Jackson, despite the fact that he's elusive and can run and he's fast, he's got dexterity. Still, you bring pressure. It's hard for quarterbacks to respond to that pressure, but is proven by the game against Ben Roethlisberger. When the man can't move because he's so damn old at this point, we don't bring any pressure. We didn't bring any pressure against Jimmy Garoppolo. We didn't bring any pressure against Aaron Rodgers. Anytime the Bears get no pressure, we don't win. So the cynic in me says they'll just keep doing the same old shit because that's Matt Nagy. But the hopeful, optimistic person in me, which is the minority, if you're keeping track at home, in terms of how I view this, I'm hoping that they do bring the house. Maybe Khalil comes back this week, dare I say, and we try to follow what Miami did, and we're at home. Fuck it, let's win.
That would help. I'm wondering, Aaron, why couldn't Ben Roethlisberger get COVID 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago? So
because if we would have played fucking Dwayne Haskins or whoever, the Mason Rudolph, we would have lost one of them. I mean, that would have been just the most Bears thing possible. It's the gap. People were playing big. Oh, we stand a chance without Big Ben. And then one of their quarterbacks, their backup quarterback, smokes us. That's why. I don't mind, that he didn't play. I mean, he's not the same Ben that he always has been in the past. But like I said, our luck would have been we would have got smoked by one of the backups.
Like 4,000 Clover says, keep Lamar Jackson in the pocket. I agree, man. he's not the most accurate of passers. It's like Danny said, when he gets out of the pocket, he's dangerous. He can make a lot of plays with his legs. He's got the moves of a running back when he's out there. Also, let's take a look at the Baltimore 6-3. They are 3-6 against the spread, though. If you're wagering, the Bears are getting 6 points right now, a 6-point home dog, and the over under 5-4 for Baltimore. So more of an over team. The Bears 3-6 to the under. Bears are keeping scores low. They've had some problems generating offense, although that seemed to change a little bit in recent weeks with Justin Fields sort of getting his grip on the Matt Nagy offense. Danny, do you expect a low-scoring game or a high-scoring game on Sunday?
I'm hoping that we can get something similar to what we had in Pittsburgh, in the sense that the offense maybe is starting to click and let Fields continue building some momentum. That's actually the one bad thing about the bye is I thought maybe he could have harnessed that, but now he had to sit out a week. So you'd like to think that they can have the second half they had against Pittsburgh and the first half against Baltimore. But what do I expect? The short answer is, you'd have to think if the Bears are going to win, they'll probably win with about 20 points. And Baltimore, again, Miami held them to 6? Something like that the other day. So it is plausible. So I think the Bears could win, 20-17, 20-16, something like that.
It would help if they keep the score low. They get in range of a 3, a last-minute strike. Whoever has the ball last might, that would help the Bears get to the. I'll take a look at the comment below. The Baltimore, Matthew says he thinks the Baltimore defense is bad versus the pass, and he is right on. They are 32nd in the NFL versus the pass. However, the Bears are 32nd in the NFL throwing the ball. So I don't know how much help it's going to be. But.
It could be a Justin Fields resurgence game, though, too. Maybe he comes in and lights it up, got that week off, got, some practice with everybody, and who knows what he's going to do.
Yep. And, I'll tell you right now, the Ravens have got a pretty long list of injuries. Not really anybody of significance, though. Mostly minor players. The Bears, Khalil Mack is questionable. Other than that, you've got Eddie Jackson questionable, Alec Ogletree questionable, Tevin Jenkins, who might be making his return, or I don't know, he doesn't even play. Doesn't play the game, so his debut.
I don't see Tevin Jenkins
to the active roster. Well, he's listed as questionable, so there's rumors he could be out. He could be back on the active roster. It remains to be seen. It's early in the week. It's Tuesday. The injury report's not going to really be have any significance until later in the week. You want to see who's practicing on Thursday and Friday, to really make a guess as to who's going to be playing on Sunday. But Aaron, any thought, any predictions? Score-wise, Ravens, Bears.
I'm probably the worst person to ask as far as score goes, man. You never know with Chicago. I haven't checked what they got recently, obviously, but we figure the Ravens are probably good for at least 3 touchdowns, I would think, especially if they got a good run game. We're not very good. At least we haven't been recently stopping the run. So if they get that run game going, and then maybe Lamar cracks 1 or 2 off, it's just for us to win. I'll tell you, we're going to have to score more than 24. That's kind of my educated guess. I don't know. It's like I said, that the Ravens are going to score. It's just whether we can stop them, not only stop them, especially with the Bears D being so anemic, it seems like late in the game anymore. Our offense really has to carry us through this game.
Well, the Baltimore offense averaging around 26 points per game. The Bears offense averaging just under 17 points per game at 16.7.
Ouch.
You're not going to win a lot of games scoring 16 points. So probably why the Bears are 3-6.
Not unless our defense was playing outstanding, which they're not anymore.
Right. We haven't really gotten a lot of turnovers or takeaways. We're 22nd in the NFL in that department. That's really what's missing this year on the Bears defense. The defense, you might say it's been mediocre at best, but more turnovers and takeaways, and they'd be back up to where we expect this Bears defense to be. Of course, they have a rookie defensive coordinator. I'm sure he's probably learning on the job as he goes as well. Any other thoughts on Bears Ravens, Danny? Before we switch over,
I want to point out that Miami is 3-7, and they held Baltimore to 10 points. So again, it is plausible. It is something that could happen. But you're right. Under Nagy, the quote-unquote offensive guru, we don't score any points. So hopefully we can get that. We can build on that. Like I said, the momentum. I don't mean to be repetitive, but I'm hoping for just something to come out of that Pittsburgh game other than the fact that we all know we were fucked. It's just like something that it could be productive. You look back at in a year from now, you say that Pittsburgh won that night, but Roethlisberger's on his final leg. They don't really have a solution behind him. And conversely, Chicago's on the way up with their young quarterback who appears to be the fucking guy.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Looks like we have our guy. I mean, I would have been happy with either Justin Fields or Mac Jones. Mac Jones having a really good year as well for New England. Just happened to drop into the right situation for Mac Jones. But Justin Fields, you got to be happy with how he's performed in spite of the Nagy offense. The kid's still making plays. The future looks really bright. We just have to find the right coaches, I think. And I've been saying that for a few years now, Danny. But
what I hate though is
that's 19.
Since 2019, I've been wanting to get rid of Matt Nagy. I just think we'd be farther along if we had done it back then. I just was never sold on Matt Nagy as either a head coach or an offensive coordinator. He unfortunately had to be both at the same time and was good at neither. That's just that was my bone to pick with the Nagy regime. Let's just hire a head coach who's a head coach. Puts together the game plan, delegates to his coordinators, and manages the game. Because nowadays it's so important to manage the timeouts, to manage the challenges, to make sure everything's running the game plan's running according to the game plan. And I don't think Nagy's ever been a good game manager as a head coach.
Are we still learning? I mean, just give him some credit, right? 4 years later, the dude's still learning how to do the job.
Yeah. Yep. You really want someone who's, going to be up to speed, at the latest after his first season. So.
Yeah, maybe we could get something in the middle. So you hire John Fox, who felt like he was 75 years old. I know he wasn't that old, but It just seemed like he was on his last leg of being a coach. Like he's never going to coach again, it appears. And then conversely, we go the complete opposite, the antithesis of that, and hire a guy whom has never been a head coach in the league. Maybe we can get something in the middle next time, someone that has some experience, that's not near death, but is also, capable right out the gate.
I'm getting asked what my prediction on the game is, and I think I like the Bears plus 6 points. I would take the Bears first half because they usually play pretty strong, and Baltimore plays very slow. I'd have to look and see it's probably Bears plus 3.5 in the first half. I kind of like that bet if I were betting on this game.
What games did we play well in the first half? Because I feel like at least recent memory, we don't come alive till the second half.
The Bears have played tough in the first half this season. I'm not sure exactly what I haven't capped this game yet. So
played tough or played well? Like, did we hold them to a little bit? It seems like any time where it's like, oh shit, Chicago could do something.
They played
for the most part. It's been second half, other than
close. I guess look at the Bengals game for once we were blowing them out. I know the second half they let the Bengals back into the game.
Good point. Fair enough.
We played well against Green Bay in the first half.
Played well against Green Bay. To start. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The Bears are good in the first half.
And it's like we get amnesia against the Packers every year. It's like, okay, look at that. We scored first. This is great. Oh, wait, fuck. Okay,
I could see a first half score of 10-10, 13-10, 10-7, something like that in the first half where the Bears are able to keep it. If you're getting 3.5 points, you're got that hook. You're half point over the score. The Bears covering that. If I had to pick a side, I like the Bears plus 6 at home. I love a home dog. I just have to see, who's all playing healthy for the Bears. I mean, if Khalil Mack comes back, that's going to help keep the game closer. So
I don't see on Ogletree being hurt. Maybe I'm in the minority, but it seems like Danny Trevathan is.
I like Ogletree. I've liked Ogletree. I think even especially when we played preseason, obviously doesn't matter, but I think he's played really well. I'm one of those. I wasn't overly fond of the Danny T signing when we gave him an extension. I get that he's a leader and we need those leader people, but that's the second person you can think of other than like Jimmy Graham. He can be a leader for Cole Kmet, but it's like we're signing leaders and not winners.
You have to have some clubhouse guys, like Danny will tell you Owen Kreutz was that guy for a long time. That clubhouse was Owen Kreutz's. The clubhouse leader is probably someone like Danny Trevathan, who's the fiery guy, keeps guys in line and stuff like that. Now, that signing was purely a clubhouse signing. Jimmy Graham, I'm not so sure. I don't know what he's like in the clubhouse.
But they signed him for Cole Kmet. Like they didn't sign him to fucking use him, obviously. So it's like you figured maybe because Kmet hasn't come on as well as they'd liked, and whose fault that is, whether it's his or the coach is not using him well. But it seems like that's the only thing I can think of with Graham is they saw a mentor for their tight end of their future. That's the only reason they would have kept him.
I'm going to assume guys like Trevathan and Jimmy Graham are probably gone next year.
Yeah.
Danny.
Trevathan, what's his contract look like, though?
He's got a big contract.
We just extended him.
So does Jimmy Graham.
Well, but
we extended him 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, but we were just talking about getting rid of Graham this year, though. So if there was that much talk and he's got, fucking 2 catches, I don't see us keeping Graham unless he lights it up the second half.
I think Jimmy signed a 2-year deal. And this
he got $16 million. I know that. I might have been
second year.
This is his second year. So I assume he's gone after this season. After Jimmy Graham and Cole Kmet, there's really not much. There's Jesper Horsted. Jesse James is
playing well. Jesse James especially. Well, it's just great because he got reps with Fields. He was the only fucking player that got reps with Fields in the preseason since he didn't get reps with ones, and that's turning out to be pretty impressive.
For a big guy, he's got some good moves. I think, if he's back next year, he makes Jimmy Graham expendable. They're virtually the same players.
Yep.
Jesse James is younger. Let's talk about some of these young players before we bring in Dan's guest. I'm going to assume Allen Robinson is probably gone next year.
100%. Yep. Absolutely.
A shame because he's probably our best offensive player. You got to like what you see out of some of these young players. Like obviously Darnell Mooney is going to have to take up where the void that Allen Robinson leaves. What about some of these other players? Keep or cut? Let's start with Danny. Marquise Goodwin.
How long did Goodwin sign for?
I don't know. Would you keep him or cut him?
I mean, he's got world-class speed. If he's making, a small amount of cash, I mean, he's just like everybody else in the Bears offense. He could show you something if we had someone calling the plays that knew what the fuck they were doing. So I think he's been underutilized, like I've said on the show before. Back when he was in San Francisco and Garoppolo got traded from New England, Jimmy was just throwing the rock to him all the time. And that dude was acquitting himself well. He's better than what he has shown. So the short answer is I would keep him going into next season.
Goodwin was 1 year, $1.21 million.
So, he's a contract up.
It's the same deal. I'd bring him back.
Yeah.
What about Alec Ogletree? Keep or cut? I like his play. I'm just
Is this to me or to Aaron?
Let's go with Danny.
I definitely would keep 44 for sure. I would try to get out of Danny Trevathan's deal. I don't give a fuck how competent he is in the clubhouse. Since he's been re-signed, he's always hurt for one, and he's on the downside of said contract. And you got cap problems. If you're going to keep Khalil Mack, which I'm not sure they can do either, his cap number is like $25 million next year. So you're going to have to cut some salary somewhere, although the salary cap should go back up with the new TV deal and, COVID not being an issue this year for the most part.
Yeah, Ogletree was also a 1-year signing, it looks like. And Trevathan was last year in March 14th, 2020. We signed him to a 3-year, $21 million contract with 13 guaranteed at signing. So that you figure that's another 8. Is that 8 million left? The base guarantee consists of 2020 and 2021 base salaries at $4 million signing bonus and the 3 blah, blah, blah. So if you really wanted to, I'm sure you can get out of the Trevathan thing, but he signed a 3-year contract last year. I don't know if I would like to keep personally my thing on that. I'd keep Ogletree, and same with Dan's. I'd get rid of Trevathan, but I don't see them getting rid of Trevathan, at least not for another year.
Yeah, I think he's gone. That's just me. I need some cap space, but if they can't get rid of him, due to a cap hit, then he's back. Let's take a look at. Are you guys happy with Bilal Nichols?
Who?
Bilal Nichols, number
No,
98.
I just expected big things. Everybody expected big things, and he's been a non-factor this year. It seems like I know he's been there, but I haven't really heard his name as much as you'd expect to, especially for the past couple of years with Hicks being out. With injuries, everybody was saying Bilal's going to be the next Hicks. Hicks is going to be expendable, and we're kind of seeing the opposite. I mean, Bilal still could shape up because he's younger, and Hicks is older with injury prone. But I mean, Hicks on the field, you notice him at least this year.
Danny, is Akeem Hicks back next year?
I don't see it happening. I like Akeem Hicks, but since 2019, he's been hurt frequently, and I think they could probably look at a Danny Trevathan signing and be like, we brought this cat back in his mid-30s. Do we really want to do that with Akeem too when it's kind of burned us, especially when we need help on the corners and probably safety? And like I said, you're going to have to find a way to keep Mack more than likely. That's going to be arduous too. And what about Eddie Goldman? That's another guy. It's like, where the fuck has he been? Does he want to play? I mean, I know he's technically playing, but it seems like we haven't heard from him since 2019.
Yeah, the Bears do have some talent along the defensive line that they picked up, whether it's been in the draft or free agency. Mario Edwards, aside from off the field troubles, has been a pretty good player. Angelo Blackson has been okay. They probably miss Brent Urban a little bit. I know. I think he's in Jacksonville, but the new guy, Kyrus Tonga, we haven't seen much of him. Travis Gibson has flashed a little bit, but he's not getting enough playing time. Robert Quinn is, solidly entrenched there. Of course, he's not supplanting Khalil Mack. What about Tayshaun Gibson? Keep or cut, Danny?
Release that motherfucker.
I think you could say the same for his partner back there. And Eddie Jackson's got a massive contract, but
it's hard to do that, though, because of the numbers.
Yeah, because of the numbers.
But have we seen a drop since Eddie? I mean, I think we miss Jackson in the backfield right now. At least we have the past couple of games or so when he's been gone. I think I've noticed a difference. It seems like everybody's much more willing to take that deep shot. He may not be worth a damn for playing the wood and tackling somebody, but I still think other teams value him as a ball hawk.
Yeah,
I've been very impressed, and I agree with you at that point. I've been more impressed with DHC, and I hope I know Deion Bush is coming back, and obviously Gibson, but I hope if Eddie plays again, I know he's still nursing that hammy. If Jackson would start, I hope that they have Houston Carson out there with him, because I think he's done enough to earn a spot to see, okay, he's on a 1-year deal. Are we going to bring this guy back? Yeah. I think he's earned enough to see if he could be that guy.
Yep. Nope. I think that's a good point. And Ray Rojas down here's got the Tonga to replace Goldman. I mean, at this point, yeah. I mean, absolutely. I don't see why not. I think Tonga, especially, he's a rookie this year, right? Shows a lot of promise.
Yeah, they're going to have to draft some defensive line talent, in this next draft, because their defensive linemen are aging, and then you've got people like Eddie Goldman, who, maybe he's not. I mean, he has been such a force in the middle for the Bears and doing so much dirty work. But this year and last year, he sat out the entire year. This year, not sure he's 100% been into playing. But
Yeah, he was pretty late deciding though, wasn't he? Because it was like going through training camp, and they were asking Nagy, and Nagy's like, "It's like didn't he say something? If he'd respond to my texts or something like that." Like they still were not 100% sure if Goldman was going to show up or not.
I feel like Goldman's probably playing for the money at this juncture. He was probably
feels like it.
He has the Ricky Williams thing going. Like if he did retire, he's going to have to pay back some of that signing bonus or something. So he's probably like, let me get my ass back on the field for finances, but not because of hunger of the game.
Yeah, I can see that too. I get that. That makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean, his desire, because who the fuck am I? I'm just a guy sitting in a chair. But
right.
His speaks for itself.
Exactly. Yeah. You just in the back of your head, you just wish that Eddie Goldman was, 100%, or if he's not 100% dedicated to, putting it all out there on the field, and that doubt is in the back of a lot of Bears fans' minds. It just is.
We need help on offensive line. We need help in the secondary. Like I think our nickelback and our other corner, hell, Johnson hasn't played well either since he was late that 1 week.
Yeah.
But I was not sold on Vildor or Duke Shelley or the other safety. We're going to be stuck, I think, with Jackson next year. So maybe DHC steps up, but we need two corners. We definitely need help on the D-line because some people are going to be gone. And we need offensive line help like always. So we're probably going to have to sign somebody out of free agency. Maybe Jenkins is your starter. At this point, Jason Peters has been our best lineman this year.
I like to think, hopefully, maybe because Larry Borum has been playing left guard or left tackle. He's been playing really well. And if Tevin Jenkins comes in and plays like half the teammate we drafted, I think, James Daniels hasn't been playing as well as we'd like or as well as we'd hope, especially coming in was like what now?
Isn't Daniels a free agent?
I think he is. It's got to be near the end of his rookie contract. It was drafted in 2018, I believe.
Because if Daniels played like we needed him to, and like I said, if Tevin Jenkins plays well, you got three people there that are, I think we have, maybe one or two people away from having a solid offensive line. Because like I said, who the hell thought Larry Borum was going to be playing as well as he did for late draft pick? And then, like I said, hopefully Tevin Jenkins plays half as well as we drafted like he would. You got, two rookies right there that you can really build an O-line around.
You obviously cannot replace all of these players in the draft. There's just no way. But you'd have to start restocking in the draft. Yes, we're without a first-round draft pick, but we do have Justin Fields. That was well worth the trade. Now, if we have someone who's adept, a general manager of signing younger free agents, getting some people in from other teams whose contracts are up.
You mean not the Bears
like
formula where it's like a discount bin where it's like, oh, he's only been injured twice. We can get him for this amount. Yeah.
Or overpay.
He's got a history of injuries. He's been with 4 teams. Fuck yeah, sign him up. Just more money than he wanted.
We're always talking about how many holes we have to fill every offseason. Danny, aren't we always talking about how many holes we have to fill every offseason?
Yeah, Aldo and I both have said this the last couple of weeks, and so I'm not trying to take ownership of the opinion, but if you're in year 6, year 7 as GM, and you still haven't solidified an offensive line, like what the fuck have you been doing?
Defense, missing on quarterbacks and tight ends.
That brings us to the most important question: Are Nagy and Pace back? Let's start with Nagy, Dan. Is Nagy back next year?
Man, I saw Darnell Mooney was saying that, hey, 11-6 sounds good. And I love the sound of that because at least you got somebody out there who's saying, hey, I'm in this thing. I want to win. And everybody wants to win.
I like Mooney.
Yeah, I like that. So if something like that would happen, then we're going to be stuck with him. But at the cost of, being stuck with Nagy for another year, of course, I root for that. I root for them to be 11-6. That'd be great if they could run the table. I don't know how optimistic I am for that to occur.
We're going to rip off 8 straight wins.
No way. There's no way.
At this point, unless something miraculous happens, unless he wins a playoff game, I think he's probably gone. I don't know about Pace. I was actually going to ask you all because I've kind of been out of football since the Monday night game in Pittsburgh that I went to. Did Ryan Pace speak during this?
He did not. That I can recall.
No, he did not.
Because typically he talks during the bye week.
Yeah. No, that's what I can't remember who else. One of the podcasts I was listening to, but he did not.
Last time the Bears had an 8-game win streak, Danny.
Oh man, probably 2005.
Yeah, I think at least that far back.
Finished 11-5. So I'm guessing that it was 05, but maybe I'm forgetting something in between there.
This seems to me like the most Bears thing. Let's see if you look down on the screen, the comment from PJ. This seems to be like the most Bears thing to happen there. Nagy will be gone. Pace will get a promotion for fucking everything. It's what happens. I've always, even in my professional life, this is what happens. People screw things up, they get promoted, and I don't screw things up bad enough to get promoted in my professional life. But.
Yeah, I don't Pace. Whether he's the GM or he's not leaving Chicago. The Michalski's going to make goddamn sure of that. I mean, I've heard enough of the podcast, a handful of podcasts I listened to for the Bears, that they said that the Michalskis think of him as like their son. So whether Pace gets bumped up to, I mean, he hasn't been ideal. Have we got what we wanted of him as a GM? No, obviously. But I mean, he's done some good things. I think him being in the organization is still a good thing, just maybe in a different position.
Yeah, I could see Pace getting promoted to vice president of, football operations, kind of in Ted Phillips, and then Ted Phillips go into some other role. Like,
well, tell Phillips to go get us a new fucking stadium. Like that's I've heard that, and the various Bears podcasts is that could be a lot of people think Pace is going to get kicked up, and then they're going to basically tell Phillips to go do the stadium thing.
I love the idea of a new stadium for the Bears. Make it a total and complete fan experience with a larger venue, more seats, retractable dome.
Yeah, a while ago I read that I don't know if it was in passing, but they said that they were going to call it the George H. Halas Stadium. So I don't know. That wasn't any official capacity. That wasn't any concrete thing, but it was somebody saying that Ted Phillips and so is working on, and we'd love to bring the George H. Halas Stadium to life or something like that. So I don't know if that's, some future thought of the name.
I'd love to be watching a Bears game indoors in January. It's rather than being outside. I tell you, Danny, I went to one game. I think it was 1988, and the Bears were in the playoffs, and they were playing against the 49ers and Joe Montana. This was
the championship
28-3 loss to Montana and the 49ers at home. And it was so cold. Yeah, NFC Championship. It was so cold that my hot chocolate froze instantly as soon as the vendor poured it into my cup. That's how fucking cold it was. But I would have preferred a dome that day.
Well, in theory, that was quote unquote bear weather. We should have been fine, but
exactly that was the story.
Not to spend too much time on the 1988 NFC Championship game, but again, that one's one of my most difficult losses as a fan. So I will point out to you that Richard Dent broke his leg, and for instance, when San Francisco came in early in the season on Monday Night Football, which was somewhere around week 7, 8, 9, the Dent just crushed Montana all night long, and they held San Francisco to about 9-10 points. So the fact they could get no it's the common theme. Again, you can get no pressure on the quarterback. Without Richard Dent, the 88 Bears couldn't do it. And in 2021, if we can't do it, even if we have to blitz, we have to hit Lamar Jackson. You can't just be in this little dome or little dime, rather, especially when your secondary sucks.
Yeah. That was the story back then.
The fucking corners and your slot guy is no good either. I know everyone praises Kendall Vildor, and I root for him, obviously, but if you think Vildor is like the answer, then maybe you're smoking one of those states that cannabis is legal.
Who is it? Is it Danny Shimon or is it Craig Gabriel that likes Vildor?
Well, I'm not going to question Greg Gabriel.
I think Gabriel has talked highly of Vildor.
Yeah, it's one of those guys. I can't remember because I've listened to any Bears talk here from Barroom, but I can't remember. One of those two was pretty high on Vildor and said that he, even coming out of this draft, they said they've got to give him time. So maybe it was maybe it was Danny. I can't remember. Maybe Aldo, if he's still here, can pipe in, but I don't remember. One of them too, but they said he was going to be great out of the draft, but you had to give him time. So I can't remember which one it was, but that's what I've heard. So I'm all for giving him time if he's going to turn out like they think he's gonna.
I love that comment down below from PJ. It says, hopefully promote Champ Bailey to GM, which would grant the Bears 2 third-round comp picks from the NFL for promoting minority candidates. I think that would be great too. But the Bears, like he also said, the Bears thing to do would be to promote Pace. You know, I don't know what it is with the Bears. They get hornswoggled by.
But again, I'm all for it because didn't Pace got the new? He was part of the new Hallis Center, wasn't he? Because he did some pretty good things. Yeah. I think Pace has done a lot of good for the team, and I think and a lot of his, a lot of swings and misses. Like I'm not a Pace, ball washer, as Mike North would say, but I think Pace has done a lot of good. And I think a lot of people overlook that, and like based on his failures or the things he hasn't done well. But I think Pace sticking around would really be a good thing for the team.
Mixed opinions going around. Danny, can we bring in your Bears fan guest?
Should I set it up before we bring her on?
Yeah, I'll set it up for us.
All right. Do you have the graphic? Is it time for the segment that people?
Okay. Hold on. Is it the light bulb?
It is the light bulb.
It's time for much later in the show, but
everyone's
we're in the middle of a bye week and nothing else is really going on, so I might as well tell you how badly I fucked up over the weekend.
Are folks ready? I think they're ready in the chat room.
I think they're always ready for a Dan Sex story.
All right, we're going to connect a lot of dots here, but as the show says, this is Bear Our Souls, or for Aldo and I. Aldo once confessed that he came really quickly when he had some fingers in his ass. Now, that wasn't exactly the scenario for me on Sunday, but I will tell you that it was 3 plays and a punt for me on the ejaculation, but I'll get to that in a second.
3 and out. So,
oh my God. If this were a baseball game, I didn't get out of the first inning and I gave up like 6 runs. It was a terrible performance from me. Like, this is really deep from like I've gone back and forth a few times. Like, should I even admit this? I was that bad. So, but so I put in some time talking to this lady. I'm not going to say her name. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to Carly Simon this, and if for some reason she's listening, it's because she's so vain that she thinks this is about her.
But I think it's really about you. You're so vain. Sorry, go on.
Right. So, put in a lot of time. This girl, do some talking. She's like, I can't even sleep tonight. I can't wait to go out with you tomorrow. And immediately she grabs me. She's super aggressive. Like I said, whether at dinner, she's wanting to hold my hand the whole time, wanting to hold my hand while we're driving in the movie theater. She's put my arms around her, and like, it's just really, really touchy feely. And I mean this in a good way. It's going well, like the discussions, the conversations were good. The chemistry seems to be good. The movie's fun. The dinner's fun. We go back to my place. One thing leads to another. She's the one who's the aggressive person kissing me. And I'm like, because like all I kept thinking was like, should I go for the breast yet? Is it too soon? You don't want that awkward, like, oh shit, because you haven't slept with this person. So, but yeah, it's all happening. And I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't count on this. Like, I didn't like beat off in the last couple of days. That's critical. And so I'm thinking,
or was that a mistake?
Happened, right? But here it is. It's happening now. Full disclosure, I was afraid that what I'm about to tell you was going to happen. So I made sure that I went down on her first. So I go down on her. She gets her tingles and her jingles. She gets 2 orgasms. So I'm thinking, okay. She gets 2 orgasms from oral. So now it's a safe zone for me, right? So if I fuck up, if I do something badly, like she's already come twice, like that should be okay, I would think, right? So I get on her, and it's always I always want to praise ladies that let me crawl on top of them. Let me just say that. But I get on top of her, we go in, and she says something to me like, it's so wet, it won't stay in. And I'm thinking, oh God, it is that wet, isn't it? You know, it's like, this is feeling good. This is feeling too good.
No.
Let's chill here. Let's chill here. Oh my fucking God, this is feeling good though. So these are the internal like dialogue that I'm having in my head. And before I know it, and guys, I'm just going to be honest with you. I had the quickest orgasm of my life. I'm talking about, like I said, 3 plays and done. I came in probably 2.5 to 3 minutes. It was the quickest orgasm I've ever had in my life. So immediately I'm thinking, oh, fuck, I fucked this up, right? But to give you full context here, when I'm done, she actually raised my chest because I told her, I was like, oh, I can revive. Just, you know, anything I can to rectify this. I'm thinking, goddamn, I'll get back up again, you know? But she just wants to talk. She's like, look, I've been out with you all day. Don't be mad or anything. I got to go home. But
even if that's the case, bro, don't do that. That's crushing the dude. That's crushing the dude.
Well, no, but everything seems positive at this point. Like there's a show on Showtime I was going to tell Tush about later called Yellow Jackets.
You're talking about that. He's actually been watching it.
Well, she said, I'll watch it with you at the same time. We'll comment on it together via text. So she's telling me that as she's leaving. And somewhere along the trip, she's like 45 minutes away. She says, you know, I'm a little bit sleepy, so I'll watch it tomorrow. We'll talk about it tomorrow, though. Thank you for the day, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm thinking everything's positive. So the next day, she sends me a text message and says, you know what? There's just no spark here, and I don't. It's not going to happen. Just, you know, real short. I'm just being off the top of my head, just giving you a quick summary. So she's like, maybe we can still be friends. So my reaction was, of course we could be friends, but why? I mean, like, because I never asked this lady to date me or anything. Like, I'm taking applications. You know, not that I'm some person that people want to date, but I'm single. So I haven't tried to date her or anybody else per se. Like I'm working up to that, I hope, with somebody. But I was just like, well, because like I said, phone conversations off the hook good, right? Like I said, she's the one who's aggressive. She's kissing me, holding my hand, putting my arm around her. She wanted me to hit it. You know, I mean, and she still came twice, even though I fucking came like an idiot, you know, too quickly. But
yeah.
It has to be the orgasms. I'm thinking, my God. So I came too fast. And now she doesn't even want to talk to me because she fucking blocked me. So in the process of this, and I'm just wounded, like the man in me or the boy in me or something, I'm trying to like figure out, like, is it really? Because it was like this orgasm
has to be
the world here. Like, could this really be the thing? So I talked to a lady named Michelle who listens to us a little bit via text, and she built me up a little bit. And then the lady that you want to introduce, Holly, she really was my emotional tampon and soaked up all my pain on this, because it really was, you know, something that God damn, as a man, this really hurts, you know? So I talked to Holly. Now, this is where things get cool, and I'll let you bring her in. So Holly is from Chicago and is a Bears fan, but is living in North Carolina. Now, check this out. You remember Brandy, who's been on the show?
She's actually commenting in the comments right now. She said, if you need a reference, let her know.
I don't know if I spoke over somebody. I apologize, but Holly is in the same town that Brandy, who's been on the show, is in.
Wow.
And she's from Chicago, and she's a Bears fan. So I thought this was too much. We have to bring her on. And then she actually said she wanted to be friends with Brandy now. And I was like, okay. So the way things are going on Sunday,
Nice.
go out with Holly.
2 guys and 1 girl.
It's after the game.
Yeah, 2 girls and 1 guy. Sorry.
Yeah, dude, what the fuck, man?
Or just
girls.
2
Remove yourself
girls.
from the stream.
2 girls
Just
and
2
1
girls.
guy.
He can't keep up.
Oh, I can keep up. I might finish too quickly, evidently.
And I saw there's a comment here. Okay, from Ray. You always jacket at least twice before going out, Dan. I'll tell you, I'm 53 years old. If I jacket twice, I'm never getting it up after that. If I'm going out, Ray must be a young man, because when you get to your 50s, it gets a little harder.
Well, no pun intended.
Chubbs has got me. I met 2 girls and 1 guy from Office Space. That's the line. But yeah. Is there any truth to this story, Holly?
It's definitely truth.
Oh, we lost Holly for a second. Hopefully she's back. As soon as she was about to spill the
beans. Was it something we said? We were supporting you. The fuck?
Oh, I heard Holly speak though.
There she is.
Oh, she did for like half a heartbeat, and then
she is back.
There she is. It was definitely true, but like, I don't know. So to me, he's focusing more on, the not lasting, but to me, there were other red flags there. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, you can tell you're from Chicago.
I know.
There's some red flags up here. Nice. I love it. No, keep going. Feeling the Chicago vibes, lady. Keep going.
I also grew up in Chicago too, Holly.
South side?
No, northwest side. But I originally, my hometown. Exciting. Yeah, Aaron and I live in Iowa now. My hometown's Naperville. After that, I lived on the northwest side and worked in the city. But my hometown's Naperville.
Because to me, you don't just block somebody. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So I feel like she was hiding something. I feel like he was the side piece, Ooh.
Dan, 4,000. This is, I know Dan can't see the screen, but Dan, 4,000 Clover says a little trick he learned in many whorehouses in his last time in the Navy was to chew bubblegum because it takes the focus off your stroke. So,
but
just
honestly,
FYI.
I'm 41 years old, and I can't say this has happened to me very many times.
My luck, I'd choke on the bubble gum, and it'd be a horrible thing, and everybody'd be embarrassed. It would not be a good thing. It wouldn't be good.
Yeah, Jefferson Park. That's the area. Porridge Park, Jefferson Park, where I used to live, Foster. Great area of town. And what part of Chicago area, Holly?
So most people don't know it, but like Bridgeport, Canaryville.
Oh, nice. Love Bridgeport. My aunt and uncle used to live there right across from Comiskey Park. I used to go. My Uncle Mike was a cop. He used to let me he used to do security as an extra job. He used to let me into the game when I was let me, in back where the players would come out of the locker room after the game. He'd open the little fence for me. I'd go back there with a little baseball and get all their signatures of the players back. This was a long time. This was in the 70s. But
I'm a little young.
Before you guys were born.
Yeah, a little before my time. How old are you?
I just turned 39.
Okay. Oh, so I'm still the baby in the conversation.
This is a good age, Dan. This is right around your age. Lots of stuff in common. You got Yellow Jackets in common, right?
No, I don't watch a lot of TV.
Oh, okay. You haven't watched it yet.
The Bears, though. But hold on a minute. So, like, I hate to say this, but coming from Chicago, you kind of need a backup team, right? So my backup team is the Ravens. So when the Bears are on the bye, or just listen, hear me out. When the Bears are on a bye or they're playing shitty, I normally watch the Ravens. But now that the Bears are playing the Ravens, like, I have to root for the Bears. I have to. It's in my blood, So my prediction for the score, it's 24-21 Bears.
There you go. I said that they keep it within field goal last
and I said they had to score at least 24 to win. So that tracks.
I tell you, the Ravens have got a rookie wide receiver that's really starting to come on and play good. Rashad Bateman, another guy you'll have to worry about out there, along with Mark Andrews and Hollywood Brown. A lot of guys to cover.
Hollywood. I think Heidi said the score was going to be 24-21 too. So maybe this is going to be it.
All right, we got a couple different people think it's that. Absolutely. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, you know what, Holly? I got a buddy that's a diehard Ravens fan. His backup team is the Bears, so that's not uncommon, I suppose. God, I wish I had another team in another sport. I don't, and you haven't seen the pictures of my basement, but I can't. It's all Chicago, man. I don't have the capacity to love another team as much as I love my Bears. Like, it's
I don't love the Ravens as much as I love the Bears. It's just when they play like shit and you want to like rip your hair out and like smash your TV in, like it's time to watch another game.
I can't. It's a sickness. I have to stick with the Bears. Like it's the as much as I hate them, as much as just because I'm mad doesn't mean I don't love you. Like it's kind of a tough thing for
I've gone through all those stages of the grieving process. The Bears, the Matt Nagy regime. I'm at acceptance and reluctance right now. But do you think Matt Nagy's back next year, Holly?
Definitely.
Oh,
I mean, look how long. Like you have to look like throughout, and Dan got all the stats. But if you look at all their, coaches, like they've extended their stay far too long. So I don't see
Fox or Trustman. Basically, since fucking Lovey, it seems like Liz like, oh, this is gonna be the guy. Okay, it's not the guy. Oh, but this guy's gonna be the guy. Okay, that's not the guy. This guy's gonna be the fucking guy. So it's like
Lovey had what, 10 years, Dan?
9.
9
fired
years.
him at 10-6. But 2 years of 8-8 is good enough to keep Nagy around.
Yeah.
That's I don't feel that they're gonna get rid of him, like. And to get rid of Pace, like, I'm sorry, like, he might do a lot of things for, the Hallis name, but he ain't done shit for the Bears. No trades this year.
Wait, what? Fields, you trade up for Shields.
I mean, hon, I'm sorry.
Got it.
The trade deadline.
Yes, the trade deadline. Sorry.
Okay, though.
The trade deadline isn't really...
Bears are never that big of a splash in the trade deadline during the year, and even before the year doesn't seem like they are. We definitely needed it. I'm with you there. I kind of was expecting Pace to pull the trigger on an offensive lineman or something. So for him to just kind of sit on his hands this year, kind of, it's. Do you think him sitting on his hands, you guys? Do you think it says we got what we need and we just need to do better with it, or do you think he's like we're not getting anywhere and we need to move on?
No, I think he didn't have any trading partners, because even if, most of the teams who are trading for folks are people who have their eyes set on the playoffs. And I don't think Ryan Pace felt this team was playoff material. That's just they're 3-6 now.
Yeah.
Does anybody here think we're making the playoffs?
No,
Okay.
not at all. We got the fucking Ravens and we got the Lions, and who comes after that? It's just.
I'm not conceding that they could be the 7th seed.
No,
sure.
Okay, but and it's forgive me. I'm so fucking sick of we made the playoffs 2 years. Yeah, we got laughed out of the playoffs on Nickelodeon last year. You made the playoffs 2 out of the last 3 years, and we got embarrassed in the double. We got the double doink, and we got one score at the very last second of last year. Like, we're not a playoff team. We slid ass backwards into the fucking playoffs. Nagy does not get us to the playoffs. Like, I'm so sick of hearing that we've been a playoff team for 2 out of 3 years.
Chubbs thinks we're going to win 8 in a row too.
Fun then.
But they've done that before.
2005.
Yeah, I was going to ask Holly something fun.
Yeah.
Ask her then, since we're all down on the Bears this year, let's ask her something fun. Would you have blown Jay Cutler?
No.
Dan, would you have blown Jay Cutler?
I think I would.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. Kind of a studly guy. Good-looking fella, got a cannon for an arm, so who knows? But kind of a difficult thing. I was a Jay Cutler fan as well.
Type. Trubisky's more my type.
There you go. All right.
And news today that Trubisky and his wife are expecting a baby. So congratulations to the Trubiskys. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I've got my jersey still, dude, and I've got a Trubisky autograph, man. I mean, I was a what do you want to call it, Trubisky truther. I don't think he was up for. I would trade him 1,000 times for Fields. Don't get me wrong, but it's just a bummer it didn't work out. I don't remember the last time I was that excited before Fields to be a Chicago Bears fan is when we had a new quarterback.
Right. So
he was replacing Mike Glennon.
Well, I mean, that's fair, but just saying Glennon was nothing good. So it wasn't hard to beat out Glennon, obviously. And like I said, a lot of the criticism for Trubisky was he couldn't beat out who was the quarterback in front of him at North Carolina that ended up not going anywhere.
Right. I cannot remember his name, but
was it Jake Fromm?
No. No, it was.
Who the hell is Jake Fromm, and why is that name in my head? Regardless, yeah, no more Mitch, but yeah. So yeah, Holly would have been a Mitch supporter.
Yeah, the player ahead of Mitch for 1 year, who was given the job because of his leadership skills. He ended up being in someone's camp, I forget who, as an undrafted free agent. Then I think bounced to the Canadian League.
It's gonna bother me.
I don't know what happened to him after that, and I can't remember his name. But Trubisky 1 year as a college starter, 13 games, and then drafted number 2 overall by the Bears. And Ray Rojas' Fromm was Georgia. Yep, and Justin Fields was behind Fromm at Georgia, and before transferring to Ohio State. All right, so Holly, are you going to go on another date with Dan?
I've never even been on one date.
I was
with
going to say,
Dan.
I didn't know that there was a date. What the hell?
No.
Holly was not the girl that I fucked and came
No.
to. She was.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Got over it.
Yeah. I was his moral support. I was the one
later.
who
Emotional
I was the
support
one who
friend.
yeah. I was the one who needed advice. He came to for advice.
Marquise
And I was like,
Williams,
you know.
what's the other guy?
I got the signals crossed there. I thought Holly was the one who.
Holly's the one who
No.
brought him back. Well, I mean, we talked about the lady blocked Dan.
She blocked
so
him.
I don't think she'd be on a podcast with him.
Well, she
But,
unblocked him.
Yeah, no, maybe. No, but no, Holly was his support, obviously loosening him back up, letting him know that Dane's the shit.
I'm the only people that blocks them. I'm the only person that blocks and unblocks people. All right, so
we're grown. You don't need to block anybody. We're
I
grown.
don't-
Just
yep.
lose my number.
No,
It's,
but I think
yeah.
Holly's onto something though too, because if you blocked it, I don't know if it's performance strictly, but there may have been something else going on. You don't just get rid of somebody that quick.
Yeah, I don't know, like no second chance. I don't know, until you have to realize. So like your first time with somebody, just meeting somebody, like it's going to be awkward. You guys don't really know each other 100%,
Well, he got her
So-
twice. Like she's no call after that. I feel like that was a one and done kind of a she. Yeah, no, I think you're right on that. I think there was something else going on that we're too privy to.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever know. So, I mean, but I think he's just, internalizing it. I think as men or whatever, even like as people in general, you just internalize it and you wonder what you did wrong.
Oh, dude,
in reality-
especially as a guy, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
But women do it too. We do it too.
I'm
you
no,
know
well,
what I
I've
mean?
never been a woman, so yeah, but no, for sure. I think a guy, is definitely going to be more in their head about it too. When something like that happens, for sure.
And especially when it comes to performance related issues. I'm actually surprised you even told, all your viewers on air.
That's Dan. That's the man, Dan.
Have you not heard the show before?
We've heard enough of
No.
Dan's victories. We'll forget about this in a week. It's not a big deal. No big deal.
This is a story. What 500?
500, 374,
Okay.
something like that. Yeah.
I'll see if I can get the
did make this
recap.
a popular segment in the off season. That's for sure.
Yes, very popular segment. I could not. I don't have any stories. I've been married for a while, so it's like there's no.
It's
no
not a
stories
bad
here.
thing though. Dating now is, oh my God.
It
Wouldn't,
suck?
dude.
It sucks.
I
Huh?
wouldn't in a
Yeah.
million years. Like if sudden, I wouldn't. I couldn't do it myself. Granted, I'm only 33, so I'm
Like I
still a
told
young
her
buck.
this
But
last night. I think that if I say, "Oh, it's her," and it's not the fact that I came in 3 minutes, and it's like, "Oh, she's actually just really married or something," I feel like I'm placating myself. I might.
I don't think so, bro.
Because I'm not acknowledging the elephant in the room is that I came in this lady's vagina in like 3 minutes. So
I'm gonna side with Holly on this.
Was she
one, to be
like
honest
really
with you.
hot? Was she really hot?
I thought she was. I can't. I mean, I'll send you a picture. I can't. I don't want to. I can't post it on air or anything because she might
Don't
have
send a picture.
vitriol for me.
Put her on blast.
Do not.
How
do
dare
not
you
send a
block
picture.
Dan?
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. But I don't even want to say her name or age or profession. Suffice to say, she's a smart woman, good-looking woman, and I thought that she and I had good chemistry. I mean, again, I wasn't wanting to date her.
No,
I wasn't.
Yeah.
It was just I thought that it would be the first of several dates or something.
I couldn't. The way that you built it up, the more you talk about it, the more I think about it, how you built it up. She was fucking into it. And then she ghosted. There's something else going on, homie.
See, that's
real.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like she's like cuddling, hand holding, cuddle me, like making out with you. Do you know what I mean? Like,
and then just splits off. Like if she was really that into you and she'd give you another shot. But to not only like cut it off, but like block you and cut you off completely. There's somebody she doesn't want to know about. There's somebody she doesn't want to know you about.
I think she maybe reconnected with an ex or something.
100%.
The comments in the chat room are great tonight.
Well, please share them. I deserve to be here, and I don't mean by
Dan. There'll always be 10 other women out there you can blow your load with in 3 minutes. That's true. Danny, what else?
The photo. What do you think?
Oh,
yeah, for sure.
Just came through. Yeah, she's cute. She's nice.
Yeah. Thumbs up, bro.
I said don't send the picture.
Oh, she did.
The guys
the
guys kind of look similar, facially and straight black hair,
I don't think Holly has black hair. I'm talking about her and Dan. Sorry.
Dan might have fallen in love with himself. She
could be. That's why he blew his load so quick.
That's
right.
That's why he blew his load so quick.
Oh, Dan. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Because Dan has nice, long, straight, dark hair. And
for real. Like I said, the more we talk about it, hearing Holly's take on it, I think there was something's amiss. I don't think it's that simple as you fucked up and she's done with you. I think there's something else going on.
Yep.
I will tell you her last message to me. How about that? And see what you think. So, update today. When I realized she blocked me, I was like, damn, I know I came too soon, but I still had something else to say. So I turned to my friend Jeremy, whom I trust, and I said, look, I know this is weird, but just can you send this girl a text message for me? And I was like, she's not going to respond, but I feel like I have to say something. And to my surprise, she responded. So I will read you the text I sent to him and then her response. And then I didn't respond anymore because I have nothing else to say. So let me get to it. I'm sorry. I'm looking for his thread right here, which isn't the best radio. Okay, here we go. So I said to her through my friend, blank, because I'm not going to say her name, in various phone conversations, you promised to never ghost people, yet you've done that plus blocked me, which has been completely unnecessary. All you had to do is tell me to go away, and I would fucking leave. How could you take 3 shirts from me? That's another story. If you're never going to talk to me again. Moreover, you kissed me all day, you held my hand all day, and you were fucking. Plus, said you were listening to me on radio when you were driving home. And then we were going to watch the show Yellow Jackets and talk about it. Can you at least, as blank, I mentioned her profession and her age, can you, as that person, show me enough respect to tell me why you suddenly wrote me off? Which I think is a fair fucking question. If not,
she took 3 of her shirts.
Be alone forever. Then heck with it. But this is what she said. First off, I told you yesterday I just wasn't feeling a spark. Which again, from my perspective, I get that, but everything else seemed to convey that you were feeling a fucking spark.
No, you don't fuck somebody. No spark, but sure, let's fucking, no. Sorry, bro.
Yeah,
continue. Sorry, that doesn't make any sense.
She goes, first off, I told you yesterday I just wasn't feeling a spark between us, but you wouldn't let it go. I told you I still wanted to be friends. Rewind. I told her, that's fine. I'll be your friend.
Why'd she block you?
Yeah. I told her I'd be your friend. I just said, but I just wanted to know where it went awry. That's all. Which again is a fair question. If there was something that you felt like, is it the orgasm? Is it whatever? Just fucking say it, But anyway, she said, you wouldn't let it go, and I still wanted to be friends, just not in an intimate relationship with you. Rewind. Never asked her to be in a relationship, and if she just means she didn't want to have sex anymore, she's the one initiated it anyway. So sorry. I didn't know what else to do because I told you that, and you kept on asking me what was wrong. I asked her in a text message. I kept on. I didn't call her or anything. It has nothing to do with our date or having sex. I just thought about it in the car on the way home, and I was honest with you, and you won't take it as is. So I was thinking, okay, fuck her. I'll never speak to her again. But there's nothing more to it. I'll send you your shirts back. Just give me your address. I'll put them in the mail tomorrow. So I didn't respond.
3 shirts? Why don't you take 3?
He gave them to her though. So
Okay.
So I don't agree with that. Like he gave them to her. He shouldn't make a big deal about it. But I think
are they bear shirts?
No.
No. Okay.
So forgive me, Holly, and any woman in the chat room. She did the typical woman thing, and she made you the bad guy. Like I said, I wanted to be friends, and this and this and this and this, and she kept slamming down on you when you just asked her a simple question. So there, for sure, the issue isn't you. The issue is for sure her. She something else is fucking going on. Absolutely
right. And I still feel, even with the no spark, I feel there's something she's not saying. I think she's trying to, let him down easy.
Ass.
Yeah, let him down easy. Like there's no spark, but in reality, there's somebody else.
Right, like Ray Rojas posted, it says no two OGs and no spark. I don't think so. Nope, she got what she wanted. You were there for a purpose. Not that. That's it. Like, I mean, it sucks, and I don't, nothing more. You got something out of it, but that's all she wanted.
Take that
you were
out.
there to serve a purpose, and you served that purpose, and now she axed you. Like, that's it.
Holly, was Dan too strong? Maybe scared her away.
Okay,
came
so
on to
hold on a
him.
minute. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Like from everything, but hold on a minute. So you have to realize Dan and I are friends. So like, first of all, I don't know if he's like giving me all the details. Do you know what I mean? Like if he's giving me 100% details. And if he is, I don't think it was him at all. I think it's honestly her.
The way that he said that she was loving up on him and cuddling and smooching and kissing,
that's what I mean.
holding his hand, that was
like,
her wanting that.
That's what I'm saying. He kept saying she initiated it. She was cuddling with him. Like she was like, let's go back to your place. Do you know what I mean? Like
she got what she wanted and wiped her hands of it. Then the issue is not you.
How important are sparks?
You're in the movie. Again, you just have to understand. You know how when you go to a movie, you're like 19, you're 20, whatever, and you're really there kind of just as a reason to make out for the lady.
Totally.
Well, I'm 41 years old, so I expected to see the movie. But we go to a movie, and she's fucking kissing me like throughout the movie, like we're fucking 20.
In the movie theater.
No, it is not you, bro. It's not 100% not you. You did everything right. Everything right. It's not you. I guarantee you it's not you.
And she said that she had never had a guy suck her toes before, despite the fact that she's a little bit older. Let's just say that, which was quite surprising to me.
See, and he says it's surprising, but like I just think everybody has kinks. Do you know what I mean? Everyone there's certain things people like. There's certain things don't like, and two, like I keep telling him, like it's the first time that you're like that he was sleeping with her. Like you're not gonna come out and be like, hey, like I like ball gags. You know what I mean? Like you're just not gonna do that. You gotta ease somebody into all that.
Yes, PJ, the girl Dan was with is not Holly. Just checking that out in the chat. No, I mean, it's not. I mean, I get it. Like I said, if I were in your shoes, then for sure I'd be introspective too. And what the fuck did I do? She totally ghosted me. Things were going great. But you look back after it, things were going really well. Then she was, if you want to use the term, the aggressor. She was all over you. She was making the move. She wanted to kiss in the theater. She didn't hold your hand. She wanted to go back to your place. Everything was her. She got what she wanted. Gone. Like the problem's not Dan. The problem is she had an agenda. She got what she wanted, and then she split.
Yeah, but I just feel like if I say that, if I accept that as truth, then I'm lying to myself because she's way hotter than I am.
No, okay, but
I could be the one wanting to sleep
that's
with
your
her.
insecurity, though.
That's you, bro. It's not you.
That's your
I
insecurity.
promise you. I listen to so many podcasts and it's kind of revealing. I listen to so many podcasts about like women's nature and like this and that, and it's like everything you're saying is like totally textbook. Like everything you're saying is like, and of course, being the dude, you're gonna think because you're a sensitive guy, though, right? Like you're sensitive, you're introspective, you think you could be the issue. It's not you. Everything about it is like she, again, I've said 1,000 times, agenda. If it's not you passing it off, don't feel bad for yourself because of what happened and with what your performance and then what happened with her. You did what you want to do. Like I said, you gave her 2. She gave you 1. She split and blocked you. Like
Well,
The
and she
problem's
cuddled
not
with
you.
him because you're forgetting that too. Like
Fair
they
enough.
cuddled. Like she laid on his chest and he was like, I could whatever revive or come back, whatever
Totally.
he told her.
No,
And
totally
she was
not
like,
you,
oh
bro.
no, like it's okay. And they talked. You know what I mean? They talked before she left. Like again, like she didn't just get up and get dressed and leave. Like she wasn't like, that's some bad D, I'm out.
Yep.
You know, like
No, for sure. You'd think, oh, I've never obviously been a woman, but you figure if you're a woman and it's that bad and you're embarrassed and want to split,
I'm
you'll split.
leaving.
But
I'm
like,
leaving.
nah, I get it. Dan, I mean, if two people, Holly and myself are telling you that this is not you, I promise you it's not you, bro.
Let me 30 seconds here because
30 seconds, fire away.
Vinny's listening, and he just started listening when I said I would blow Jay Cutler, and he's like, "Bro, what?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" So no, I'm not literally someone who wants to blow Jay Cutler. That was a joke. Although I'm comfortable with my sexuality, I do happen to be heterosexual though. But anyway, I think he knows that. But he's listening now. So again, this is straight to my man Vinny. So the lady and I, we do some dirty, filthy stuff, and she's already come twice. So I feel like I can enjoy myself, but I enjoyed myself too fucking fast, and I ejaculated in fucking under 5 minutes. I mean, it was probably 2.5 minutes. So that's what we're talking about. I'm just resetting the playing field for Vinny there, who's listening to us or watching us, whatever.
So read Ashes, because Ashes Lashy. It says some dudes will do and say what they want to get laid. Guess what? Chicks do the same thing.
Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah, it's true.
Absolutely.
But here's the thing: is you can be
This is
honest
great
about it.
news.
You know what I mean? You can be honest about it. You can tell. You could just you could tell what dudes sometimes you meet, like just what they're looking for, no matter what they say. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with women.
Yeah.
But to me, like, let's stop playing. Like we're, it's 2021. Like, just cut out all the bullshit. Like if you want a one night fucking roll in the hay, just say that. And she might be like, hell yeah, I'm down.
Said too fishy. Like I said, everything was going so well. Then all of a sudden it was not so well. Then we're going to never talk again kind of a deal. That's no, I think there was an agenda. And I think, like I said, she got what she wanted and she cut the tie. So that's what I think. Ask the panel my question.
This is a text you sent me before the date. You're a very likable person. You're funny. You're smart. You're nice looking. I love your hair. Good taste in music. And your voice is really sexy.
Cool.
I love talking to you. So that's great too. I can't wait to see you. She's like, I hope you crush on me because I don't think anyone has ever said that to me. And I like it. She's like, I'll see you in a few hours.
Does that sound like somebody who would split on you if you pump too quick? No. The answer is no.
I'm not emotionally invested in her, as I was telling.
Yeah.
I didn't step on you.
No, you're good, man. Go for it.
I was just saying the point that the main thing I was conveying to Holly was that I feel like if you combine that with like my marriage and then this and then
for sure, man.
There's a lady that I was talking to that I haven't brought up on air because we just gone on dates and stuff. And I hadn't done anything with her at all. And I've just been the good fun date guy. And the same day on Sunday, she texts me like, hey, I just want you to know, I feel like we're more or less going to be friends. And I was like, okay, fine. Of course, it's slightly disappointing, but because I've invested a little bit of time, but I'm fine. I don't give a shit. Like, it's not like my feelings are hurt or anything, but I started to put them all together. And I was like, I feel like, and maybe I'm just like the fucking pussy here who needs to shut up.
Not at all, bro. Not at all.
I feel like maybe I'm just the guy that women will call to make them come at 2 a.m. or take them to dinner, but they don't really want me beyond that. And so I started to keep saying to myself, like, what's wrong with me? So it's got to be on me. So that's what I kept saying. This has got to be my fault because I'm the common denominator in all of these situations.
No, I get that. And like you said, with the divorce, you're going to be extra kind of, if you want to use the word vulnerable, and I, introspective, kind of a sensitive dude, went through divorce. I don't think so. I don't think the issue with you, and like Holly said, and like Ashley said, women can be fucking dicks. Like there are women who have, like I've said 1,000 times, an agenda. There are women who want to get something specific out of you. Once they get that out of you, just like a dude, they'll ghost you. So and this is one of those instances, it's, women, especially, without getting into it, modern women can.
If I were to say one thing, it's that some things are out of your control. And when you realize that things are out of your control, you move on to the next thing.
But he can't.
It's all right. He will. But I mean, when you make that connection that, okay, you'll get to moving on quicker, but
I get it, Dan. I mean, it's the issue's not you, bro. It's not. Well, I get where you're coming from. All the issues everything we've talked about, and if I'm perfectly honest, if I was
even if it were you, you don't
I'd
have
the
any
same
control
way.
over it.
Well,
right?
It doesn't mean it doesn't affect them. It's like like I said, if I was Zane, I'd be the same. Like, the fuck did I do wrong? Did I do this? And like, I always think it. Even in like something with work, I always immediately blame myself for whatever it is that goes wrong. So I can totally see where he's coming from. So it's just one of those two. That's why you talk to Holly. That's why he'll fucking text me. It's this everything you've said here. It's not you. I promise you, it's not you. You're rather, no matter what I said, you're gonna feel like it's you. It's not. I mean, like I said, like Holly said, like Ashley said, she got what she wanted. Girls can do it too.
Well, the good
we learn from the best.
In terms of being over it, like I said, Holly and I are supposed to go out on Sunday and then watch the Bears game. So you can't get much better than that for a date to watch the fucking football game.
Fuck the other bitch. Who cares? Don't spend another second thinking about it, like Tooch was saying.
Yeah, well, it supersedes getting laid. Watching a football game with a woman who's also a Bears fan.
Yep.
Until I broke his TV.
That's better than that.
Don't you break your TV.
All right. So are we moving back to Bears and other talk? Because someone had a question in the chat room for Dan, and it was which team would win the 2000 if they played each other? The 2018 Bears or the 2021 Bears?
18.
The 2018 Bear team
18
versus the
Bears would win because of the defense.
I agree. That's what I said.
I mean, Fields has been neutralized several games, although I think that he's coming to his own now. But I could see them, being able to play him. Cleveland did this year, down. And overall, the 18 team was better, in my opinion, because of the defense.
I agree. The defense would have won it for them. They're playing a lot better ball 2018. Hopefully, the defense is older now than 21. All right. So, Dan, you mentioned Yellow Jackets. Can we, I watched episode 1. Can we get your take on it real quick?
Yeah, that's all I saw of it as well. For one, soundtrack is on fucking point.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of 90s alternative in any way, you got like Hole on there. They had some lady covering an NXS song, Never Tear Us Apart.
Liz Phair, Smashing Pumpkins. Yep.
Yeah, it started with Today, Smashing Pumpkins. So immediately you got my attention. But it's non-linear. You start to see these flashbacks of this soccer team, this girls' soccer team in like 1996. They're flying. It's kind of like that old film Alive.
Yeah.
The plane crashes. You don't really know exactly everything that's gone into it, but you see toward the end, obviously they had to resort to cannibalism. And now it's 25 years later. And renewed insurgents like from the press to want to talk about it, to write books because it's commemorating the anniversary. So a couple of the players are being approached by a reporter or a writer trying to get some dirt on it. And then you see in the teaser for the upcoming episode, they're willing to potentially kill people to not have their story told. So we don't really know what happened yet. But for the pilot episode, it was very entertaining. Lots of good music, lots of cussing, lots of, it was good. Like I said, I'm doing a horrible job of conveying but it was a good show. I think it's going to be fun moving forward.
I did too. And your story and the Liz Phair song Supernova, that appears in one of my favorite songs in Yellow Jackets. You fuck like a volcano and you're everything to me. That kind of ties in your story with that woman over the last.
A volcano erupted too soon.
Volcanoes erupt and ruin lives, Jan. It's okay, man. It's fine.
I used to listen to that album a lot.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's like while I'm working, like literally the past 2 days, because I have a desk job, I've been listening to fucking documentaries about volcanoes for like 8 hours. So it's weird.
Bring it on.
About volcanoes now. Bring it on.
So I want to ask one question. It was like, is it Holly and Brandy that live in the same town?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Or as I say, was it Brandy and the other gal that live in this? Okay. So
Mr. Holly and Brandy earlier, and yeah.
Right. Does Holly know Brandy?
No,
I
I strong armed
up.
him though. Yeah,
Okay.
I strong armed him for her number.
Okay. So have you and Brandy got together? Or, I mean, to talk
tomorrow.
or hang out?
Tomorrow.
Oh,
I don't mean like got together.
got together, dude.
Air quotes.
I also watched the first episode of Yellow Jackets. I have to say it hooked me pretty immediately because the period piece in 1996. I was 28, 1996.
I was 8. I think in 1996.
13.
Yeah,
16,
I was 8.
16.
So I remember that time. I love the music from the 90s. It takes place in New Jersey, this show. They had a lot of Chicago 90s music in the show, Pumpkins and Liz Phair. And then other great songs too, like you said, Dan. It has a great soundtrack, man. I was like, man, I love the soundtrack to the show. And then you've got the opening hook of the gal running through the forest barefoot through the snow, and something's chasing her, and then you wonder what happened after the plane crash, and they were missing for 11 months. So before anybody found them, I wonder, do you think
months?
Right? So the soccer team, there was some drama with the coach and whatnot. The girls were state champions, and Dan, did you know if the girls soccer team traveled with the boys baseball team on that plane flight? I don't know. I was postulating whether that was the case.
There was a couple of guys on the plane. I didn't really
That's
know
what I
what the role was. I thought maybe they were like assistant, like coaches or something.
Okay.
I didn't know exactly who they were.
Right. Now, much of it's told in
11
flashbacks,
months.
of course. Juliette Lewis is one of in the cast. Plays
Christina
one of the
Ricci.
gals. Christina Ricci. Yep. The gal who plays Juliette Lewis as a high schooler looks a lot like her. I was like surprised at. I assumed that was her, but
I would be wanting to fuck her like hardcore if I was in school with her. She's the
I
one
remember
like sort of gothic and like the dark music and stuff. I'd be all over.
right. Exactly. That's the one I'm talking about. And I remember the first time I saw Juliette Lewis was Cape Fear with Nick Nolte and Robert De Niro. Great movie.
No. You saw her. I know you saw her in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. She was in that in '89.
Okay, I didn't. I the first time I saw her, I think was Cape Fear, but
Well, that's from '91. I was saying, but I know you saw Christmas Vacation, right? With Chevy.
yes, of course. Yep.
Chevy's
absolutely.
daughter in that. She's Audrey.
Right. Okay. I did not put that together, but it's been a long time.
I love her in Natural Born Killers.
Oh yeah, with that movie, I was in that movie. I
Shut
told you
up.
that. I was.
What?
I was in the movie as an extra.
Really?
You have to tell that.
Why the fuck have you not told us?
I told the story before on Barroom.
Not to me. We had 2 fucking streaming shows now, dude. You haven't told me you were Natural Born Killers?
Yep, I was in the. I played an extra in the food fight scene in Joliet Stateville Prison.
Shut the fuck up. Okay, let's go to YouTube. Hold
Yeah,
on,
I know.
folks.
I don't know. I'm one of the prisoners wearing a bandana. So, anyways, I did get to meet Woody Harrelson, and Woody Harrelson wanted to bet me that he could make a shot of his crumpled up garbage, throwing it into the trash can, like basketball shots.
He genuinely seems like
And I
he'd be a
was
cool
like-
dude.
He was like $50 as I make the shots.
He was on Curb Your Enthusiasm this week.
Was he? And let's see, Juliette Lewis is about 4'11". Oliver Stone and Tommy Lee Jones are about 6'5".
Tommy Lee Jones is 6'5".
They're very tall. Woody Harrelson's a smaller guy too. I think he's probably about 5'9".
Did you
I'm
get to meet Robert Downey
6'1",
Jr.?
6 feet, 6'1". I did not see Robert Downey Jr. there at the. He wasn't in that scene. I don't think. The prison scene. I don't remember seeing him though.
So you were in the riot.
I was in the riot in the prison. Yep, as an extra, and then I appeared on the Untouchables TV show where I got to give a shoulder shiver to William Forsythe, who played Al Capone in the Untouchables TV show.
This natural born killer story, you should have led with this like 4 years ago.
Yeah, I'm looking, man.
I know I've told this story.
You
before.
have not fucking told us this story, Tooch.
I'm sure I have. I've told you guys this story before.
No, you haven't. I'm telling you, bro. I would remember you telling me you were natural born killers.
That was 1985. I was 17 years old, I think. I think it was 1985. Is that about right, Danny?
Natural Born Killers was filmed in 93.
93. Okay, so I'm wrong. I was
released in
25. That makes more sense, yeah.
I'm looking right now.
Was in it as well? Did you get to meet Tom Sizemore then?
No, just those four. Juliette Lewis, Woody Harrelson, Tommy Lee Jones, and Oliver Stone. Just the only ones that I saw when I was there.
Speaking of Oliver Stone, real quick, since I'm, obviously a huge proponent for Lee Oswald's innocence, coming up on Sunday is the what's almost 60 years, but 58 years since the assassination.
No shit.
And Oliver Stone, obviously he did JFK, but he's got a follow-up to it called, Through the Looking Glass, like reevaluating the film and where we are now. And that airs on Showtime Sunday night.
4,000 Clovers asks how I got the job, and obviously this. Just kidding. I back then I had some coworkers who said, "Hey, if you apply,
were you on screen, Tooch? Do you know?
I believe I was. I seem to remember.
Is it the prison scene?
I think you can only see me from behind. You can't see my face.
Oh, then I wouldn't fucking know. Okay.
But I remember being. I definitely was in Untouchables as well too. But
what the fuck, Tooch?
What's
you
that?
Just cut this stuff loose to you were Untouchable? Oh, I mean, I was in Untouchables. I guess I was a natural born.
That was fun. That was that.
I think I told you guys about this. You haven't fucking told us about this before, man.
Filmed at Chicago Union Station, a beautiful building. I got the job just sending in a headshot to a company that did the casting extras for these films that were filmed in Chicago.
How fucking dare you not tell me all this stuff before? How long have I known you now?
Photo on set.
What's that?
Do you have a photo of yourself on set?
If I do, it would be like a physical, photo. I'd have to look.
The thing is, I totally believe you too. It's just like I said, we just started Stream Team. Everybody on the podcast listen to Stream Team, our new show about streaming television. But I have a stream on This Nation, and you've never once mentioned this. Never.
Well, it wasn't a big deal. I didn't have like a speaking part or anything. But the biggest part was I got to walk by, and give Al Capone a little shove with my shoulder in one of the episodes of the Untouchables TV show. So that
just
was
Al Capone. I just brushed shoulders literally with Al Capone. No fucking deal, I guess, dude.
Right.
Whatever. I'm talking to you.
Yeah. So Yellow Jackets is on Apple TV, in case people are wondering.
It seems like there's a couple of shows. Isn't there one on Prime about a bunch of females getting stuck in the wilderness somewhere?
The Wild.
That's what it is. Yeah. It seems like there's that and Yellow Jackets.
Can we ask Holly? She just said she doesn't watch TV shows, though, right?
So I don't watch a lot of TV, but every now and again, I'll check things out, because people are like, you got to watch this. You got to watch this. So I did watch The Wilds because somebody told me it's like Animal Farm-esque,
okay. Yeah, sure. Yep.
So, people described it too as like Lord of the Rings type. Not Lord of the Rings. What is
Lord
it?
Lord of the Flies.
Yeah. Sorry.
There were hobbits in the woods when these ladies got stuck out there. Everybody's fucking crazy.
So I did check that out, and it was actually good. And of course, Dan keeps telling me to check out Yellow Jackets. It's just right now, like, so I'm coming up in, like, I work in finance, and I'm coming up on the end of the year, so like it's kind of I don't have time.
I work for a financial company. Same.
I work for a very large publishing company. I do have a story. I work on Entertainment Weekly magazine. I don't know if I can tell this story. I guess I can. In the next episode or next issue of Entertainment Weekly, which I think is the January issue, there's going to be a dick pic. Dan,
a Richard Pick.
Yes,
oh my God.
They have. So the image came in today.
Is anybody out there named Richard Pick and he hates his life?
I'll text it to you tomorrow.
That was really fucking funny.
Dan.
Whatever.
Dan, I'll text you the dick pic tomorrow, but it's covered up in the magazine, of course, but it's not covered up, before they add the censorship in the layout software. But I don't know. I
just editing a wang for the magazine.
It has Greek copy still. So I don't know yet.
Gotcha.
I didn't ask either yet. But
whose is it?
I don't know. My coworker, because it's so early in the magazine right now. As soon as I find out, I will tell the rest of that dick pic story. It's from some movie or TV show.
That's funny.
So I don't have the pages released. We just had the image, and I haven't seen the layout yet. So
you get to stare at a dick all day.
Like natural born killers just splicing it in the movie.
I believe it'll be the first time that Entertainment Weekly will show a dick pic.
That's crazy. Huh. Look at you making history with wieners. That's great, too. I'm proud of you, man.
That has never happened in my job.
Circumcised or is it circumcised?
I believe it is circumcised.
What kind of does it have a turtleneck?
I believe it has a turtleneck. Yep. I didn't look at it too long though, Dan.
We're gonna have to look at it when you edit it, man. It's gonna be fucking crazy.
I think
I'll send it to you.
For a lady or a gay male, like I would really, really frown upon uncircumcised penises. I think they would terrify me for some reason.
Does Holly have a preference?
Honestly, I don't.
Okay.
But they say, hold on a minute. So men say though that uncircumcised they have more feeling, but I don't know. I'm not a man.
Well, how can they make that determination though? Like if they're uncircumcised, are they just propagating this myth?
Yeah, it could be a myth. I don't know. Maybe.
It's not you'd think so. Like the extra layer of skin would be. Like I don't know.
How would you know unless you got circumcised at like 30, right?
Right, and then you can make a comparison.
Yeah.
Like your first blowjob with and without the meat,
We need Ash's Lashy to let us know what she likes.
From the weekend story, from the me and nutting too quick story.
Yeah.
Another component that should be revealed, and this is to the men listening, I think they'll understand like how awful this is. Because I told you, I went down on her, made sure she came twice, and she did. And, I worked for that, and I was proud of that. She didn't return the favor there.
Yeah, you didn't make that part of the story. That sucks. Yeah, that's not fair.
She's not a head giver. She's not a head giver. She tells me she's only blown one guy her entire life.
Deal breaker.
She's timid about it. She says she's kind of worried. Like, she goes, you'd have to tell me what you liked. And I was like, I just downplayed it. I was like, you would know what to do. It would be perfect. Because what am I supposed to say? Like,
there's an old joke that my dad used, which is funny. When I was, my dad used to say a joke. It's like, ever told you about the worst blowjob ever? It was great. Like, there's no bad way to do it. All right. Like, it's just like, that's what you should open with if you ever run into that situation. Just like, have you heard about the worst blowjob ever? It was awesome. Like, kind of a deal. Thank you, Ashley. Absolutely.
But I did. And now we have there, so that's awesome.
I think we might have had more sex talk than Bears talk tonight.
It's a bye week.
If we want,
it's a bye week. It's definitely a bye week.
What are you gonna do?
Oh my God! All right, I thought the barkeeper might drop by.
Kate,
But-
if he's in there, absolutely. But who was it looking up? There was a question about TV shows, top 3 TV shows.
Yeah. All right. Let's find out what Holly's top 3 TV shows were of all time.
Oh my god. I'm the worst at this. Well, of course, The Office. You have to The Office for sure.
Good one. Yep. Good pick.
Chappelle Show. Like that's what I mean. I don't really have anything new.
Did you see his latest stand-up?
I haven't seen it
I
yet. I'm looking
did.
forward to it though.
And did you like it?
I did. I did. He kind of reminded me a lot of Bernie Mac. Like Bernie Mac just said whatever the fuck he wanted to say, and no one gave a fuck.
The Chappelle shows where I actually had my first encounter with my favorite comedian. So like I have a special heart with Bill Burr's my favorite comedian of all fucking time. So like he was on the Chappelle show a bunch of different times. So, yeah, I got to see him live in September. So absolutely.
How about Dan Aguirre's favorite TV shows?
Actually,
Top 3.
I really want to know that.
Can
Fargo.
we guess? We have
Fargo?
should we have someone guess?
Is
Well, my third one is Game of Thrones.
Okay. Except for the last season?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I felt like they just kind of rushed that last season. But
yeah. You gotta listen to our
there
new
were
show.
some
We
good
talked about that.
parts. There were
No, it
some
was
good
great.
parts.
Not the last
Oh,
season,
man.
but
the first 4 seasons were amazing. Dan didn't watch any of it.
that's all right.
No, it'd have to be a woman that wants me to watch this before I
Yeah,
watch.
if Dan watched it with a woman, I think he'd probably enjoy it. But Aaron and I have been talking the Wheel of Time, which is going to be interesting. Hopefully, it's it's Amazon Prime's attempt at Game of Thrones, so you might like that, Holly.
Right.
It's kind of along the similar vein of fantasy and politics and prophecy, which Dan will probably hate. So Dan gave us Fargo. I'm going to guess.
Actually, I said Fargo. I don't know if you actually said that.
Okay.
Is it Fargo? What's the movie? The show you always recommended to me? I can't remember. It's not Fargo, is
Twin
it?
Peaks.
It's Twin Peaks. Thank you. That's the one I was going to remember. Yeah, that's
that
what
was
it
the
was.
one I
Yeah.
was going to get. I know. Dan
That was my
a big
thing.
Twin Peaks fan. Do you also like David Lynch movies, Dan?
I enjoyed Mulholland Drive. How could I not? Those lesbian scenes. I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
Good movie
I
though
wasn't a
too.
big fan of Blue Velvet, but and I didn't watch Eraserhead.
How about Wild at Heart with Nicolas Cage?
I have that one on my TiVo, ironically now, but I haven't seen it before.
What? You've never seen Wild at Heart?
I haven't, but I'm going to watch.
I wonder how well it's aged. It was great back in the day when it first came out. I think that what was that 87?
I think it's 90.
Is it 90?
Yeah, but
Somewhere around there.
I haven't seen that. I still think a lot of people don't know that Twin Peaks had a season 3 that was on Showtime.
Right.
That was
Yeah.
full
Switched,
of,
yeah.
vulgar violence, nudity, cussing. It took the old ABC show, which was also great in its time. It was like
Right.
watching it on steroids. So yeah, I love Twin Peaks for sure. It's deep. It makes you think. There's no clear cut
Am I
answer.
the only one here that's seen Wild at Heart?
I haven't. No.
Holly? Oh my
Never
gosh.
even heard of it, to be honest with you.
Classic.
So
Uh,
Dan says Twin Peaks. What about the other two?
It's hard for me to limit just to
the
three.
Sopranos, right?
Oh, I love The Sopranos. I love The
So,
Sopranos.
Twin Peaks, The Sopranos.
I love The Americans that was on FX.
Yeah, you mentioned
Right.
that before.
Yeah, the reason I watched the horror movie over the weekend with the lady that I came into soon, that's the way of trying to deflect.
Right. That's who she is now on the show. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the reason I watched this because Carrie Russell was in the movie and she was in the American show
Mhm.
that I like so much. I liked The True Detectives on HBO.
Yeah,
all three. It's
excellent.
an anthology
First season was
series.
great. All 3 of them were great. Yep.
I
TJ
like
the Blacklist
American
is good.
Horror Story on FX.
Yep. That's another good one.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else. Shit. Oh, I love Curb Your Enthusiasm. There you go. There's
Oh
your,
yeah.
There you go. Right on.
See, Ashley's the only one besides me that's seen Wild at Heart. Great movie, man. You gotta watch it, Danny, and then get back to me and let me know what you think.
Oh,
Because man, it's wild.
let me say this to somebody real quick. If you've never
Mhm.
watched Curb Your Enthusiasm, And again, I
it's
can
so
tell you
fun.
38 shows of the series that I think is great. But this past Sunday may have been the best one yet. And that's
Better
a
than,
bold
but you love that.
statement to
You
make.
said that about the one before that, though, too.
Okay, well, let me
So
just tell you
it must be
what
great.
happened. The one point of it, he accidentally spills coffee on a KKK guy's robe, and he wants to take the robe and make up for it and get it dry cleaned.
Oh no.
Because he's like, he's not that bad. He's one of the good ones, I mean, he's got 2 hate rallies to go to. He's got to get his robe washed, so he's like, this is my fault. He's like, my eyes were dilated at the optometrist. So he takes it to the dry cleaner. The guy's Jewish, and he says, we lost the robe. So the Jewish guy gets mad at him, the Klansman gets mad at him and was like, this is your fault. You got to get me a goddamn new robe. And so Susie, this is a spoiler, but he talked Susie into making the robe because she's a seamstress. And at the very end of it, the guy's at the Klan rally and doesn't realize she put the Star of David on the back of his rally. So they're like, what the fuck, a Jew? And all the Klansmen just start beating his ass. It's so funny. And there's one more topic that I'll just spoil. Leon tells him, he's like, Larry, you have to understand, black people don't want to eat watermelon in front of white people, but we all really secretly like that shit. So, did we lose Holly?
Yeah, she dropped out for a second. I'll put her back as soon as she returns. I'm supposed to give my 3 shows, man. Man, it's so hard. I love so many. I loved Lost, and then unfortunately, like Game of Thrones, the ending sucked. I love those kind of science fiction mystery type stuff. Loved Game of Thrones. Of course, the last season was garbage. And hard to say. I love Ozark, I guess. Been surprised. And Ted Lasso right now has been really great. Those are some of my favorite shows right now, man. Have you haven't watched Ted Lasso, have you? Yet?
I haven't, but Tooch, I was going to see what you thought. I've been watching Dexter.
That's a show I never watched, but I have it in my list to watch this and the new season. But Sarah Mars.
First 2 seasons, I'm trying to catch up to the new one.
All right. I'll have to join you then because my wife and I were.
Oh, it's good.
We started watching Yellow Jackets, though.
Well, I mean, that's week to week. I'm binging Dexter when I can.
Right. Yeah, I got to start binging it myself. My wife and I haven't really been watching anything. We watched a couple. We watched the Shang-Chi movie, which I thought was really good. I don't know. I think Aaron did see it. I enjoyed it, man. And then I haven't had a lot of time. As like I said, I've been working my ass off at my job because, we lost a team member. She went to another job, and I've got a lot on my plate at work. It's just, whew. Other than that, handicapping games and giving out free picks on Twitter. Tonight had a great night tonight in mobile sports gambling, man. Had some winners gave out tonight. So maybe the wife and I will go out to eat on Friday. Nice dinner. You got holiday plans? Danny?
You're talking to me or to Aaron?
It's just you and me right now. So sorry.
We lost Aaron?
Aaron had to use the facilities.
I didn't mean to blow his cover then. I'm going to work. I'm going to work to get some additional pay. Plus, the Bears play on Thanksgiving.
Exactly. Can't wait for that. Well, I wonder what the people in the chat room let us know what you're doing for Thanksgiving. What the your favorite dish is to prepare for Thanksgiving. Me, I go. My buddy, my lifelong friend. He actually lives in Des Moines as well. He and I usually get together for Thanksgiving. We get our meat on. We get this. He's got a really nice smoker. We'll smoke some meats and do the smoked turkey. So good. We'll make a bunch of side dishes. Get some nice bottles of wine, and make some desserts too.
Never got into wine.
Yeah. Around the holidays, I like to drink some wine. Of course, I always loved my bourbon.
I've been wanting to get into bourbon, actually. What do you think is a good bourbon for beginners?
I tell you, I like that Rieger's Kansas City whiskey or Kansas
Okay.
City bourbon. Really love that.
Did we lose Holly?
Yes, we lost Holly.
My bad. Gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha,
she
gotcha.
texts me that our Wi-Fi is out.
No blame.
Well, I loved having Holly on. Angel's Envy, Aaron, is I think the most accessible bourbon. If you get a chance, it's I forget the man's name. I believe his last name is Lincoln. He was a master distiller over at Woodford Reserve, and he started his own called Angel's Envy. Really good, man. Excellent bourbon.
Did you know that bourbon can only be made in the United States?
Yep.
You could use all the same stuff and
yep.
take it to another country, but it wouldn't be considered bourbon.
Nope.
I watched that documentary on Hulu. It was pretty good.
Well, I asked Dan Aguirre. He's working on, except for Thanksgiving Day. He's going to be watching the Bears and Lions. And what about you, Aaron? Plans for Thanksgiving? Do you go home to see family?
My family is home, bro. Everybody that I born and raised Council Bluffs here next to Omaha.
Yeah.
And
so you guys all get together?
Depends. I'm for sure the only person I know that I see every year is my dad. So I'll probably go over to his place for dinner. I might work through the day because I could use the double time. Because I work at a company for online payments, kind of a deal. So I might just work through the day, and while I'm watching in the basement, I got to get set up. I can watch the Bears game. I can watch the TV from where I sit. So watch the Bears game, hang out, and then go smash a bunch of food later in the evening.
There's also, I was telling you, the Iowa Distillery makes a bourbon in conjunction with the band Slipknot. Do you guys know the band Slipknot?
You told me. Oh, fuck yeah. Dan and I are huge metalheads, man. Absolutely.
Dan, do you know Slipknot, the band?
He went to Knotfest not too long ago.
About 7 or 8 times.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's I would want
that
to get
bourbon is pretty good too.
My girlfriend Rachel's huge into one of her favorite shows is Vampire Diaries, and 2 of the main brothers in the show started a bourbon distillery called Brothers Bond. So we've been wanting to try that one too, whenever we can get our hands on it.
Let's see. So Aaron, you have a favorite dish you prepare on Thanksgiving?
Don't prepare. Honestly, I go to my dad's, and my dad's one of those people that he wouldn't want you cooking. He wants to do it himself.
Is he a good
favorite?
Cook,
oh yeah. I mean, personally, I love to cook. My love of cooking comes from my dad. So I love tater tot casserole. Not tater tot. Green bean casserole is one of my favorites.
Yes, for sure. I make it
green bean casserole. Yep. And then my dad makes really good potatoes and gravy because we're Irish. So of course we make good potatoes and gravy. And then personally, I'm a white meat fan. I know it gets a lot of hate, but I do not like the dark meat at all. I don't like that. It's just not for me. So I like the white meat, which is good because my family's big dark meat fans. So I get all to myself.
And Dan, you going to be cooking at all for Thanksgiving?
I can't cook at all. I suck.
No. All right. Can you make scrambled eggs?
I don't know that I could cook Thanksgiving, but I can cook like a son of a bitch other stuff too.
I love to cook, man.
Same.
If you don't cook and you're Italian, you get your union card taken away. So.
That, you get your Italian card taken away. Yeah,
exactly. Danny, you're always welcome to come by my house for Thanksgiving if you don't have anywhere to go. Just like to throw that out there.
Well, I appreciate that, and I
know it's far away. But.
Again, I don't really have anywhere to go. That's true, but it's okay. I'll be watching the Bears, and I appreciate the offer, but I'm just a couple of hours away. So, but
just a few.
Hopefully, the Bears can beat Detroit for the 3rd time in the last 4 or 5 years on Thanksgiving.
Well, I think that would be great, man. It is a team they can beat. Although, the Lions have been a tough out for some teams. They've been killed by other teams, but I have a
Lions
feeling that
play tough, man.
They might play tough.
That's all they are. They'll play it tough. The Lions are the spoiler team every year. You don't think they're going to win a game when they win. Even if you look at the scores against the other teams that they've played, the Lions they come to play. That's for goddamn sure. Especially for this new coach, a lot of criticism around him, but they're playing hard for that fucking Dan Campbell guy.
You know what's really strange? I don't know the exact stat because I'm not a Steeler fan, but I'm telling you, since like 2000, the Steelers have tied like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
In my lifetime, the Bears have never tied.
Yeah, I don't remember a tie either, man. I have to go back to when I was a kid. I think they tied one game. I could not remember the last time a Bears game ended in a tie. Yeah, other teams seem to tie all the time. I mean, the Ravens and Steelers come to mind tying. Danny, do you think the Lions are an easy out on Thanksgiving?
No.
Negative.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I think they'll be a tough out. I think, like Aaron said, they played hard for that new coach.
It's the Lions are the perpetual joke of the NFL, but it's not about this new coach. Whether the Lions are going to get their shit together, you never fucking know, right? But like, just for this Dan Campbell guy, it seems like even it didn't have this feeling with Matt Patricia. Like it really didn't, but it seems like for this Dan Campbell guy, it seems like the team really feels like they can do something, and they're really gunning for him.
Yeah, I agree. I lost my thought. What I was going to say. How about favorite holiday movies for you guys, Danny? Any like Christmas movies that you watch every year? Perhaps It's a Wonderful Life.
No, not that. The best Christmas movie ever. I've said this on air to you before. I think I have a stream, but and I told Aldo this. Short story is, again, I gave a 45-minute non-religious eulogy when my sister died. So I come home after that. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Oh, the night before was it you're talking about?
Yeah. So I was like, what do I do? And the night before was on pay-per-view, and I was like, how did I miss this in the theater? And I ordered it. I had just gone from that eulogy and my sister dying to like laughing so hard my fucking ribs are hurting.
That's so great, man. I love that story.
The movie is called The Night Before.
Yeah, it's a Christmas film. It's great. It's got Seth Rogen in it. It's from 15. It is amazingly dirty and amazingly funny.
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, you should watch it today.
I'm going to watch it this Christmas for sure.
That's how good
there's
that.
some good Christmas movies, man. I always watch It's a Wonderful Life, of course. I don't get tired of it. I love Love Actually. Also, I love that movie. Great Christmas movie. Do you know that one, Aaron? Love Actually?
I've heard of it, but I've never actually seen it.
I'll have to watch it. I think you and Rachel would really love it.
Okay. She's a big Christmas. I'm kind of a Grinch. I'm not a Christmas fan, dude. I don't like the time of the year. I really don't. My answer to the question, the only movie that I have to watch every year, and I'll watch it more than once and laugh my fucking tits off, is The Grinch with Jim Carrey. I have to watch that. It makes me laugh. I've never seen Elf.
Oh, you gotta see Elf.
No, I don't know. Will Ferrell's okay. Will Ferrell's one of those actors that he's like, I think of Will Ferrell and I think of Adam Sandler the same. It's like, you're the same dude in every movie.
Will Ferrell's probably someone that Dan Aguirre dislikes. Is that correct?
I like him on SNL, and the same thing for Sandler. I like that comparison, Aaron, because I did like both of them as cast members, but I do think the overwhelming majority of their movies are just fucking straight trash.
They play it in an Adam Sandler movie. He plays Adam Sandler. In a Will Smith movie, Will Ferrell movie, he plays Will Ferrell. They're the same character in every single movie. It's just the only person that can pull that off is Ryan Reynolds, who plays himself in every movie, and he's still just the most likable fucking person you can imagine. And
you probably just saw Red Notice where he's Mr. Smartass.
I did.
Whenever a casting director needs, smartass, they're always like, let's get Ryan Reynolds.
And it works. And I fucking hate The Rock. I hate him.
One movie
actively avoid every movie that he's in. And I enjoyed Red Notice because Ryan Reynolds and actually Dwayne Johnson wasn't that bad in this movie.
Right. There is one movie where Will Ferrell did not play himself, and I can't remember.
Stranger Than Fiction.
I'm thinking of the one where he was the Icelandic songwriter. That was hilarious.
It's on Netflix. I know. No, you're right. Eurovision,
right?
Which is an actual competition. I didn't know. Actually, if you haven't seen Stranger Than Fiction, Will Ferrell is really fucking good in that movie.
I have not seen that.
It's not a comedy. It's not Meryl Streep, but there's another actress that's in it. Basically, it's about a woman who is an author, and I'm hearing an echo. And is it one of you guys?
Danny, the Bears last tie 1973. And before that, there were 42 ties all before 1974. So like I said, I'd have to go back to when I was a kid. I was 5 years old in 1973. David Cousineau says A Christmas Story. That for me, when the Christmas Story is what it was like when I was a kid growing up for Christmas. That was basically my Christmas when I was a little kid. So,
I gotta look up the guy. Hold on.
Have you seen A Christmas Story, Dan?
I did. I didn't give a fuck about A Christmas Story.
Yeah,
I was watching rated R movies at a really young age.
Right.
I was not.
What was the first R-rated movie you saw?
Freddy versus Jason for me.
Which was it, Dan?
I think I saw Cujo at 4, and that fucking dog terrified me. Like, I knew Fred Krueger wasn't real.
Who
that
showed you
goddamn
that?
dog might annihilate.
I've heard that from so many different
Jesus
people.
Christ. Who showed you Cujo at 4?
I grew up in West Virginia, and like back then, we didn't have really good cable. Satellite dishes weren't around, So we rented movies as a family, like all the time. There was a 7-Eleven like a mile away from us, and even their new arrivals on VHS were like 99 cents back then. So we rented movies all the time. So I would just watch them like as a family, even if I was too young. So I know I saw Cujo at 4. And like I said, that's the only movie that ever scared me. The Exorcist didn't, Nightmare on Elm Street didn't, but fucking Cujo, because I knew in my head that dog could be real.
Aaron, did you ever use a VHS tape?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not that young, but no, I definitely VHS absolutely. Because I remember when DVD was a big deal.
You ever
the
rent
first DVD that we ever had, I bought Ace Ventura because I had the original Xbox and bought the component that plugs into the Xbox so we could have DVDs.
Did you guys ever rent a video cassette and have your machine eat it? Put it back in and then return it.
You bet. He was like, "Here, I'm returning it," and fucking run away as fast as possible.
Yeah, run away. Drop it in the slot after hours. Right?
Yep, basically.
Yep. No, Daddy, did your VCR ever eat a VCR tape?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. It seems like Coming to America VHS rental got eaten. Now that I think about it.
Did you pay for it or just return it and run? I
think we returned it and just pretended it didn't happen.
It wasn't us, man. We never watched it.
I think we wound it back up, but when it played back, it had all kinds of lines and shit in it. But
right. How about a Laserdisc? You guys ever remember Laserdisc machines? That's probably before your time. It was like around the same time as when VHS tapes, Betamax came out. There was like Laserdisc. It was like the wealthy folks had Laserdiscs. So the picture was awesome and stuff, but it was early precursor to the compact disc and the DVD. Are DVDs and the Blu-rays and all that stuff, are those going away soon, you think, Danny?
I hope not.
Like all my stuff on DVD, like Yellow Jackets, for example.
Same, bro. I want the fucking disc. I actually I won an award at my job, and they gave me a $50 gift card to wherever, so I chose Amazon, and I've just bought all the fucking Predator movies on 4K on discs. So like and it's the same thing. Like I humble brag, I bought a PS5 when it came out at launch, and everybody's like, I want the discs first. I don't. I want the fucking disc. Give me the disc. Like there's just something about
like you can download the game, right?
Well, but no, I don't want to fucking download the game. I want to put it in. There's something, whether it be a movie or a video game, there's something about popping it into the console or the DVD player, the Blu-ray player. It's like a ritual. Like there's something so satisfying about having the disc and like putting it in the machine and getting ready to watch it, rather than like, oh, I'm just gonna fucking click this button and here it is already downloaded. Like, I mean, like I said, I'm the youngest one here. obviously at 33, but like that old school stuff, like that nostalgia of putting the disc in. It's especially with, like I said, with video games, especially everybody just wants to download it. A movie, I'll just download it. No, I want to open the case. I want to see the disc that probably has a picture on it, and I want to put it in, and I'm going to jump back on the couch and hit play. Like there's something about that whole like ritual, getting ready to be in the mood for whatever it is you're going to enjoy, that just is just going away, and that bothers me.
Hey, Danny, Foster Covers says in 1932, the Bears went 7-1-6. They had 6 ties in a season. That was the most ties in a season ever in NFL history.
Wow.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, great little piece of trivia. Brandy says her favorite movie is Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. Most people have not seen it.
I haven't even fucking heard of that.
I think Brandy might have to get together with Dan to watch Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas.
Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. Hello, YouTube. What's going on? Let's find out what this is all about.
All right.
Oh, wait. It's the first thing to pop up and put an Emmett Otter and then just Jug Band Christmas. Oh, my God. It's a bunch of Muppets. That's... Yes.
Danny, 4,000 Clovers wants to know if you still have porn on DVDs.
Yeah, of course. I don't utilize it. Like usually if I'm going to watch porn, I'm like everybody else. I'm just pulling it up on my phone. But I didn't get rid of it. And the porn star that's been in my house, I've told that story on air before too.
I have not heard that.
I definitely have her porn still.
Okay.
Who is it?
If you will not know it, I can tell you the story now.
She was a porn star?
I remember she's been in porn, but is she a porn star though?
Real porn, not some shit on the phone, like in professional porn, filmed in Van Nuys, California. She was, yes.
Wow.
Her name, I'll see her porn name. I'll just say her real name is Ashley. I won't say her last name, but her real name, her stage name is Jordan with a Y, Jordyn, Jordan Shane. Jordan Shane has been in my house. Her brother-in-law is the sheriff of a county here in West Virginia. And long story short, she worked at a strip club here, and that's how they got it started. And her brother-in-law, whom I worked with, told me the story, said that they fly her out to California. They pay for her flight. They pay for her hotel and her food. And they give her $5,000 cash, and she gets her guts fucked out for like 3 days. The movie that I've got with her in it is called, and
I remember you telling the story now.
But the movie I've got is called, hold on, it's something Part 4.
You know what's funny is somebody that I was really close to in high school. There's 2 different girls from my high school that have been in the adult film industry.
So was Jordan Shane hot?
Looks like it, yeah.
Very much so. She's dyed her hair all blonde and shit now that I don't like because
I don't like blonde either, bro.
But
yeah, same, bro, same.
Yeah, and she found God too, so she lectures people on the Bible and shit now. Even though,
speaking of, have you seen fucking Marilyn Manson's like Christian or found God?
I don't know what's going on with that. It's like, to me, I think maybe he's just still trying to be shocking, you know.
Could be. That would be shocking. Sorry. Continue, though. I apologize. Keep interrupting you.
No, I just that I'm trying to think of the name of that movie that I've got with her, which is it's an ass fetish film, and the dude's like pounding her ass like against, and he's got her like judo chopping her own pussy, like she of course has no pubic hair, and she's beating her own vagina like red, you know, and she's acting like it's like hot, and it's. And she's like, oh, yes, it's so, but she's like ready to cry, you know, like it's. I
People seen those ones were like, oh, yes, oh, please.
See, my wife worked she was the manager at a jewelry store in my local mall. So that's how she met this, the porn lady. And so she was over at my house because of my wife.
Mm-hmm.
I'll send you her brunette picture right now to you all in the chat so you can see her. Like I said, she's dyed her hair all blonde and shit from this, but this is on the set of the movie that I have with her in it. Actually, I wish I could fucking see the name of it. I'm looking for it. It's something Part 4.
Looking at it. Yeah.
I got the picture. She is.
I'm trying to find the ones I'm with the.
She's heavily tattooed.
Yeah, everyone that works for that company, Burning Angel, that's their gimmick.
Oh yeah, no, Burning Angel's fucking sweet, dude.
Dan, do you have any tattoos?
I do not.
I do not either. Aaron?
Yeah. Just actually just last year was my first one ever.
Nice. Very cool. I always wanted a tattoo. I have not had the
elephants, so this one I don't know how well you can see it, but
very cool.
elephant. I'm gonna
That's good work.
next year.
Did you all see real quick where that lady that was on The Voice pissed on that guy at the concert?
Yeah, what the fuck? I did see that.
Like Jim Morrison now. Remember, because Morrison pulled out his dick and was in trouble. They're going to get her for indecent exposure because of this. You can't fuck around in Florida. You can't pull your shit out in Florida.
I don't know if I can post her.
Which is weird because Florida's like the fucking
that's the best
Wild
I can
West over there.
do right now. I think might be able to.
Oh, I remember the name of the movie. Rock and Roll in My Butthole, Part 4.
What's it called?
Rock and Roll in My Butthole, Part 4. That's the film I've got on DVD with her in it. I don't even have a butt fetish. I bought it because of her.
DJ wants me to post her pic. I'm trying here. I try and airdrop it to my Mac, but
she's the public figure. I don't care if you use her photo. Just don't post the lady from Sunday's photo.
No, we never do that. I having a hard time posting to my up an airdrop for some reason. Rock and Roll My Butthole.
Part 4.
Part 4. 4,000 Clover says he's very fond of that. He says, God, I love the porn industry.
Doesn't everybody? I'm trying to find what the hell was the girls. Like I said, there's one of them I was really good friends with, and there's another one that was. Let me just fucking look at that. Hold on.
So she's kind of like out of the porn industry, right? And preaching or converting souls, saving souls.
I think she's still stripping, but I also think she moved to New Jersey recently. But yeah, at the end here in West Virginia, she was like posting like Bible shit on her Facebook and stuff. And like, the thing I always thought about it, kids are mean, right?
The worst, dude.
In elementary school, and the other kids are like, your mom's a whore, and I'll pull her up on my phone. God damn it.
Yeah. Dude,
mom.
can you fucking imagine too? Like, especially with like all these women doing OnlyFans, like what that's going to turn into in like years from now, where these kids are going to school and like, oh, by the way, here's your mom as a fucking cam lady. Like, Jesus.
I forgot. You did go to the Rock and Roll Museum in Cleveland, right? When you were there?
Yeah, it sucked, but yeah.
You didn't like it? I loved it. Okay.
I could go on a
give your story
too if you want. But I wanted to tell you real quick, and I have to be vague about this because it's somebody I work with now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Someone I work with now, their girlfriend does an OnlyFans page. But what's so weird about it is evidently her clientele pays her whatever people get paid for OnlyFans to squirt like condoms and shit up her pussy. Like mayonnaise and fucking like mustard and like ketchup. Like who's beating off to this shit? But apparently that's her specialty. Like, give me the Worcester sauce up the ass, son.
That is crazy.
There was the one that
and people are paying.
Do you remember the girl Teen Moms? There was a girl named Farrah Abrams that ended up doing porn.
I've got part 1 and 2.
Council Bluffs.
Fuck swing.
She's from Council Bluffs. She's from my hometown.
Wow.
Oh, so you actually knew Farrah?
I didn't know her. She's one of there's like 3. I always said 2, but there's like 3 evidently from here from my hometown. But she's the one I never had anything to do with. And I'm trying to find the name of the other fucking 2, and I can't remember.
I've got, like I said, 2 of the Farrah Abrams porns.
Jamie Raylan.
I've got 2. Do you remember Amy Fisher? The
Amy
Joey Butler.
Fisher, yeah. Yes.
I've got Amy Fisher's porn. And all I could
for-
think of was, she was accusing Buttafuoco of giving her herpes, and this poor guy is eating her pussy on the porn. I'm like, oh my God. You know,
Trying to find the name of those fucking ones. There's one girl. There's like I said. There's the one that I know, or knew rather, and that there's another one I didn't know. That was a couple of classes behind me. That same fucking thing. I can't remember. It's gonna drive me nuts. Oh well. I mean, that's not the end of the world. But no, yeah, I totally always forget about Farrah Abrams. But yeah, no, she totally was Council Bluffs. Came from Council Bluffs.
All
Aaron,
right.
you
So,
see China's porn?
I have not, no, but I don't know that I would ever want to. Yeah, no.
Oh my God.
China from like the WWF kind of a deal. No, I never saw. It was her and X-Pac, wasn't it?
Aaron, do you remember Sonny?
Yeah.
Okay, Sonny did a porn as well, and she doesn't look like Sonny from TV from 96.7. I can tell you that. But in the porn, about 20 minutes in, she just lets this huge fart rip, and they didn't edit it out. Dude's fucking her, and she just fucking farts, man. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's too funny. No, I didn't know about that one. That was too funny.
She's got a really, really strong chain smoker voice now.
Oh,
too.
no kidding. Poor thing. That sucks.
Yeah, she's real deep, you know, like I used to be.
Yeah, hey, this is gonna be great.
And I'm gonna fart on your fucking TV.
Right. For 30 seconds. It's gonna be sweet. What the fuck?
I mean, I could probably still come in her in 3 minutes after
Oh,
Sunday.
yeah, no, for sure. Like, I don't blame you. Absolutely. Just don't talk. Don't talk. Come on.
Yeah.
Looking. Can't remember Tucci. Any famous porn stars? Keep this rolling.
I'm kind of out of the porn game right now.
Out of the porn game. Were you in porn too? As well as fucking natural born killers? You just didn't tell us.
I mean, I don't know. I don't watch much. You know, I don't know any of the names or movies. You know,
I don't know if anybody knows movies anymore. That's how the market is, but
right?
Who the fucking knows? Probably.
I wouldn't know any of the stars right now.
Right. Well, fuck. I mean, that kind of thing, it changes so often anyhow, huh?
So someone's talking about Old Henry. Is that a movie or a series? I saw it flash by on my...
Stephen Me.
I think
That sounds like a porn.
Old Henry does sound like a porn, yeah. Old Henry.
It sounds like grandfather porn.
Stephen Me can tell us what Old Henry's about.
Widowed farmer and his son warily take in a mysterious injured man with a satchel of cash from the past. Oh, fuck. Somebody was just talking about this.
Sounds pretty good, man. It's like, what's that movie with, God, A Simple
Were you not
Plan?
talking about this, Dan? This sounds super familiar. It's a Western. When a posse comes for the money, he must decide who to trust, defending on a siege.
Dan's not
reveals
a fan of Westerns, though. I
A
don't think.
gunslinging talent calling in his true identity into question.
Aaron, do you like Westerns?
I like, yeah. I don't actively seek them out, but I do. I mean, I grew up on like John Wayne and shit. So like, because he's from Iowa, so I grew up on like McClintock and that kind of a shit. Or, I do like Western. Actually, 310 to Yuma is one of my favorite fucking movies. 310 to Yuma's got Kurt Russell and god damn it, he's my Hollywood man crush. Hold on, Kevin Durant. If you don't know who that is.
From the NBA?
Nah, that's Kevin Durant. This is Kevin Durant. Look up Kevin Durant real quick. He's one of those guys.
Yeah, he was on Lost. He was a bad guy on Lost.
No, Kevin Durant is the fucking man.
He's like a big guy. Usually plays a big guy.
He's fucking huge. He's like 6'5" or 6'6". Huge fan of his. It's got Kevin Durant. I think it's got Kurt Russell. Is it not Kurt Russell? Hold on. Looking it up right now.
Westerns being
Russell Crowe.
The Harder They Fall and Old Henry. So I'll have to check.
Russell
I do
Crowe
love- I
and
do love
another.
Westerns.
Oh, fuck's sake. Yeah. Okay. 310 to Yuma. Russell Crowe, Christian Bale. Another guy that not a lot of people know about that I fucking love. His name is Ben Foster.
Yeah, it was in Pandorum.
He's been in a bunch of different things, and he is so good. And anything he's in, he's absolutely believable. Yeah, Peter Fonda's in it too. Alan Tudyk of Firefly fame. He's in Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Why isn't Kevin Durant up in the top cast for this? It doesn't make any sense. Oh, he's there. Yeah, no, anybody is Ben Foster is one of those that like I can never remember his name, which sucks. But like anybody who's ever seen a ton of movies, they've seen him in something. He's in Hell or High Water, which is a movie about a couple of different brothers. Hell or High Water. Have you guys seen that one yet?
Mm-hmm. He's also in that movie where they're living in that park in the middle of Portland, Oregon with his daughter.
Yep.
I don't know, Without a
Chris
Trace.
Pine, Ben Foster, and Jeff Bridges in Hell or High Water. Fucking love that movie.
Did you see Pandorum?
Pandorum, I have not.
You'll have to watch that, man. He's great in that. It's a great story, too.
Yeah,
Dennis Quaid and
Ben Foster.
Yep. My greatest
I wanted to see this one.
The greatest Westerns are The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and Once Upon a Time in the West. If you get to see those, Dan and Aaron.
Who does Once Upon a Time in the West?
There are Charles Bronson and Henry Fonda and Jason Robards.
Okay, no, fuck. I'm glad you brought up Pandorum because I did want to see this movie. This looks like a dope. Ben Foster.
PJ's making me laugh.
Norman Reedus. Fuck's sake.
I got to head off to work, though.
You're good, bro.
Oh, all right, Danny.
It's fun. And,
I was waiting for Aldo to
come on more often.
You let me know, bro. I'll be here. I love being on with you guys. Absolutely. Being part of the ballroom. So you guys need me, let me know. I'd be happy to be here.
I thought Aldo was going to drop in before you left, Danny, but I will talk to you soon. Have a good night at work.
Thank you. Be well.
You too, my friend. Good to talk to you, bro.
Go Bears. Go Bears Sunday.
Go Bears.
Go Bears. We'll be in touch.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Love a good Western, but that was crap. Christian Bale plateaued as a great Batman. I don't know about that. Christian Bale, actually, if you guys are comic book fans, is going to be in the next Thor movie, I think, as Gore the God Butcher. So that should be pretty fucking interesting. Trying to think, is Aldo going to join us or?
I don't know. I would say no at this point.
That is all good, man. Nope, we are good. If we need to wrap it up and call it a night, that is fine too.
We will. I'm going to go through the little bit of the comments in here. I got
Any last questions you guys got for us? We're happy to answer.
PJ's on my side here with Once Upon a Time in the West. Just gorgeous to look at. The music is gorgeous. The story is impeccable. Camera work, impeccable. Once Upon a Time in the West, I think it's playing on HBO Max right now. I could be wrong. I think it is.
1968.
Yep, the year I was born, 1968. 1974, I was a young Bears fan, introduced to the Bears by my dad and my uncles. And the Bears had a running back named Walter Payton.
I don't know who that is. You ever heard of him?
Watching him play, I was hooked. Never looked back. A Bears fan for life. All right. Go Bears Sunday noon against the Ravens. Before we get out of here, any last comments, Aaron?
Go Bears. I don't know if Aldo's still hanging here, but thanks for having me. Like Dan said, anytime you guys want me, I'm happy to be here. Love Barflies, love the bar room, man. And I really appreciate you letting me on.
Factor One
also,
says
I don't know if Toot, you want to plug if we're allowed to talk about Stream Team, but
yeah, I have talked about the show here on the Stream Team Sunday nights on our YouTube channel, the Stream Team. We're talking Wheel of Time, which debuts on Amazon Prime Friday. The first 3 episodes, the high fantasy series written by Robert Jordan, Amazon's stab at Game of Thrones. if you feel like jumping in the chat room Sunday night after you've had a chance to watch the first 3 episodes, Friday, Saturday, maybe.
Great crew. I'm so fucking pumped for our stream team. You and me and Sarah, dude. I think we've got something special there. So anybody who looks forward to anything, if you're on the fence about it, come in and check it out. Come in. We're on StreamYard too there. So come talk to us. Come listen to us. We're excited to have you. But we've got a great show there.
Yep. And PJ became a Bears fan in 1968 when he was 4 years old. I was just being born. I found someone that's older than me.
That is 20 years before I was born.
PJ, that's why PJ and I get along so well.
Attaboy, PJ,
we're around
man.
the same age.
Gotta love that OG Bears fan.
That's right. He remembers the Bob Avellini years and some of the. We didn't have a good quarterback. I don't know. Vince Evans was pretty good. I remember Bob Avellini's okay. Yeah, it was rough sailing back then. All we had was Walter. So
that'll do it, dude.
Right on. All right. So before we get out of here, there is the outgoing song that Aldo has. I'll cue that up if I can find it here.
Marflies, thanks for tuning in, guys and ladies.
Yep.
Ladies and gents.
Thanks to the chat room, everybody in the chat room, man. It was great. Great job tonight. Really funny. Some of these, the chat room guys are hilarious, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, brother. I will talk to you soon.
Talk to you later, Tooch. Thanks, Aldo.
Love you. Good night, Barflies.
Thank you for listening to Dan and Aldo Bare Their Souls. Make sure you subscribe to the Barroom Network and you give us a rating on iTunes. Until next week, my name is Nomche. Bear down.